football.
Make plays on 3. 1, 2, 3. Make plays.
In a windy city, two polar opposites prepare to meet in battle on a field dedicated to soldiers. From the Big Easy comes a hard-to-contain offense.
Oh, what a catch!
One with more explosive ingredients than 8 gallons of Louisiana gumbo. Led by a master of improvisation, this band has been very effective at bringing all that jazz to the end zone, time and time again.
He's gonna score!
But now, they face a bear of a defense.
And there he goes!
One that knows how to play smash-mouth Chicago blues. These mid-weight monsters feast on wayward ball carriers and pride themselves on making a lasting impact. It is a conflict as old as time itself. Offense versus defense. Yin versus yang. Opposites attract and repel each other in the brutal and glorious struggle that is Thursday Night Football on NFL Network.
NFL Network Doppler Radar 3000 shows a cold, chilly, crisp, windy night in the Windy City. Wind chill 18 degrees as we get set to kick off football in Week 15 of the NFL season. Everybody bundled up here in Chicago, Illinois. An interesting time to be in Chicago. The Cubs are for sale, and so apparently is Obama's Senate seat. But acting as an interesting diversion is a must-win football game between two 7-6 teams. Time for desperation as the Bears and Saints meet for one another right here on our Thursday night social club we call Thursday Night Football. Thank you for joining us once again, along with my Thursday night compadres, Warren Sapp, Marshall Falk, Deion Sanders, and Steve Mariucci. I am Rich Eisen. No room for error, guys. I mean, there really is no mincing any word. Just take a look at the playoff picture as we enter week number 15. The Bears and Saints are at 7-6, below the Philadelphia Eagles, who are left for dead at 5-5-1. They've won 2 in a row. And then you've got Dallas and Atlanta at 8-5. You cannot afford to fall to 7-7, can you, Marshall Falk?
You know, Marshall Falk, you know, Rich, here's the thing. The X factor tonight, let's face it, it's not so much who's playing and who's 7-6 in a game like this. It's old man Winter. And he does play what?
Defense.
He plays defense. You have the high-flying Saints offense, #1 ranked in the league. But old man Winter, in playing in the elements, particularly in this win, the ball is harder, it's harder to catch, it's harder to throw, it's harder to kick and punt. It's going to be very difficult for a dome team, especially there's punters and kickers, to play very well in elements like this.
And we're getting ready for some football right here on NFL Network, guys. You ready for it?
Yes,
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready.
I know. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, when I think about predictions, I look for the Bears defense to come out. They're the 7th ranked rush defense. They will hold the New Orleans Saints to 50 yards or less rushing and make them one-dimensional.
I tell you what, I got Tommy Harris going up against a rookie left guard. He's got to show up tonight and play big for the Bears, and I expect him to.
Cal Orton got to get out to a good start. I look for Robbie Gould of the Chicago Bears to pay dividends in the kicking game.
The kicker. You
Yes,
go
the
kicker.
Yes.
He goes kicker
Robbie
in a
Gould.
cold night here in Chicago. All right, guys, it's time for some football right here on NFL Network. Bears and Saints, just for you. We are going to see you at halftime of the NFL Network game. There is Reggie Bush and the Saints, 3 games out if they lose tonight in the South.
Might be only 2 people at halftime.
It's going to be one.
The best gifts ever.
A Radio Shack associate suggested a mobile phone as part of a care package for my daughter, who for the first time is away for Christmas. There's nothing like a home movie and some magic to keep a holiday tradition alive. All through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And it all began with the help I got at Radio Shack.
This holiday season, save $30 on a Garmin 250W, exclusively at Radio Shack.
Philips Norelco Architect, the shaver with a flexible head that pivots and rotates freely. So now you can easily get a close shave, even on the neck.
Wake up, people!
Diet Pepsi Max. Maximum taste, maximum energy, 0 calories.
Now you see me? Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't.
What you are seeing is how much farther, wider, and better you'll see with Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Because the next time you see me, I may not be alone.
Headlights dim over time. Remember, always replace in pairs. See farther, see wider, see better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Hey, thanks for the window seat. No, please. You got the presentation?
Oh, yeah, right here.
Oh, let me stow that for you, sir.
Thank you. You know, just to be safe, I used FedEx Office Print Online.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. They printed and bound 20 copies of the presentation. Shipped it to Portland. They're going to be there waiting for us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You have a nice flight.
Thank you.
Print online. You upload your document, we'll take care of the rest. FedEx Kinko's is now FedEx Office.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Radio Shack, where you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff.
We welcome you to Chicago, Illinois for Thursday Night Football. On a cold evening, the Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints in a critical NFC showdown. Both teams come in with a record of 7-6 on the season, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight in a must-win situation. And there is rookie running back sensation Matt Forte carrying a flag to honor the fans here in Chicago. He is the future for the Chicago Bears in the running back position. And he's handing it off to one of the true legends in Chicago, a true fan favorite, Hall of Famer Gale Sayers. Hello again, everyone. So glad you could join us for Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. Bob Papa along with Chris Collinsworth. Just a pivotal game for these two teams as far as the NFC playoff picture is concerned. And Chris, when you take a look at the New Orleans Saints, this is a football team that is predicated on their offense. Everything in the playbook is open, but right now they're able to use all their playbook because they seem to be getting better offensively.
And they're getting healthy, and that's a big key. But the real key has been the play of Drew Brees. 4,100 yards passing already, very definitely a part of the conversation as far as MVP is concerned. Maybe a shot this year at Dan Marino's passing records. But one of the things that I think has helped the Saints the most is that they've finally begun to establish a running game. And when you get the kind of conditions we have out here this evening, that's going to be very significant.
Well, one of the conditions that has hurt the New Orleans Saints playing here is their last two trips. The NFC Championship game 2 years ago, the Bears advanced to the Super Bowl, and last year New Orleans, in the final weekend of the season, had a chance to earn a playoff spot, but Devin Hester's punt return messed everything up for New Orleans as the Bears won it 33-25. And when you talk about these conditions and you talk about Chicago, you think about the Bears in defense. But Chris, their defense this year doesn't seem to have the same growl as in years past.
Yeah, they got the same names. So you got Lance Briggs, and you got Brian Urlacher, and you got Mike Brown and Tommy Harris, and all the guys that has made up this defense for such a long period of time. And yet you look at some of the numbers, and they have given up some big numbers this year. It has not been very Bear-like, and maybe we should be more concerned with the fact they have to play the Saints offense than the other way around.
It's going to be very interesting with both teams at 7-6 on the season. Time for the national anthem. Here's Jamie O'Neal.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Two teams that'll try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Will it be Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints or Brian Urlacher and the Chicago Bears? The kickoff coming your way next on NFL Network.
The New Orleans Saints battle the Chicago Bears on NFL Network's Thursday Night Football.
Why do I love Walmart? They've got this great service called Site to Store. I just go to walmart.com, where they have an even bigger selection, and find exactly what I want. Then they just ship it to a store near me. And the best part? The shipping is completely free. You know, the savings were great, but the truth is, I would have paid anything for that morning.
With free shipping with Site to Store, Christmas costs less at Walmart. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
He's a watchful protector. Just the hero Gotham deserves. A dark knight.
Dark Knight. Buy it today on Blu-ray and DVD.
The heartburn-stopping strength of Zantac also comes with a refreshing cool mint sensation for strong, lasting relief. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
I had a lady come in. She was looking for a Hanukkah present for her daughter. Then I had a really great idea. You could give her a different accessory on each night of Hanukkah. So we found some really cute headphones that match the iPod, a case. You know, finally by the last day of Hanukkah, when she gave her the iPod, she was dancing and she was so excited, like, I got an iPod! Both came back into the store, and the daughter comes up to me and she goes, "You're the one that made me wait a whole week to get my iPod, aren't you?" Guilty.
The sounds of the NFL are on Livewire.
Y'all about to see the best show on TV. You are my hero. Baby, I love it.
Livewire, Saturday at 9, exclusively on NFL Network.
Welcome to the following presentation of the National Football League on NFL Network.
Back in Chicago for Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. The Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. There's Will Smith of the Saints, one of 6 players suspended by the league for using diuretics, although there was an appeal. For more on that, here's Adam Schefter.
Bob, the judge that blocked the suspension of 3 Saints and 2 Vikings last week said today that a temporary restraining order will remain in effect until after a full hearing. Broken down, what that means in layman's terms is these players will be allowed to play this season and into the postseason, though the Saints have deactivated running back Deuce McAllister tonight. He's been battling swelling in his knee. Also, the New Orleans Saints are going to lose their offensive coordinator, Doug Marrone. He's going to accept the Syracuse head coaching job.
Well, Adam talked with Sean Payton, the head coach, about Doug Marrone. He is so excited for Doug Marrone getting that job, a Bronx native, someone who played at Syracuse, and he said it is great. We haven't decided how we're going to move forward as far as game planning and assignments, but we are thrilled that Doug Marrone is getting an opportunity to coach at his alma mater.
Yeah, and Doug was a tremendous high school player, recruited all over the country, and he chose Syracuse, and I'm sure that'll be part of his pitch as he goes out to recruit some young men now.
New Orleans won the toss. They've elected to defer, so the Saints will get week 15 of the NFL season underway. Hartley with an end-over-end kick taken by Danielle Manning. of the Bears. Manning with a crease. Manning is going. Danielle Manning, 83 yards, and what a start for Chicago. No flags on the play. And Danielle Manning has become the first Bear since 1972 to return a kickoff for a touchdown on the opening kickoff.
And how bizarre is it that it's not Devin Hester? Devin Hester, who had become such a sensation in this league over the past couple of years, 11 returns, both kickoff returns and punts, and yet Danielle Manning has taken his job this season, and now you see why.
First kickoff return for a touchdown for the third-year man out of Abilene Christian, and just like that, the Chicago Bears strike first. Robbie Gould with the extra point, and Danielle Manning gives the Chicago Bears some warm feelings on this cold night. 83 yards, coast to coast for the touchdown.
You hear about these checked bag fees?
We checked 2 bags each. Those fees took our last $80.
That's too bad. If you don't have any money, how are you going to pay me? Hey!
Wait, what about our bags? We can't afford to bring them back anyway!
Been burned by bag fees? At Southwest Airlines, there are no bag fees for your first or even your second checked bag. Southwest, low fares, no hidden fees.
Can you believe that we can text, email, surf the internet, even update your Facebook status right from the palm of your hand? At Sprint, we want everyone to experience all of the incredible things a 3G phone can do on a big 3G network. The wireless revolution continues. Come join us.
Introducing the Samsung Rant for $49.99. It's the fully loaded phone on America's largest, most dependable 3G network.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Wake up, people!
Diet Pepsi Max. Maximum taste, maximum energy, 0 calories.
Stop it!
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
Back in Chicago, Danielle Manning with an 83-yard kickoff return to start the game for a touchdown. First regular season kickoff return to start a game for Chicago since 1972. Of course, Devin Hester on your left did it in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and so much for deferring by the New Orleans Saints. Pierre Thomas does not field it, taken by one of the up men, and New Orleans will start at their own 28-yard line. Kick return by Mike Carney, the fullback. Well, Drew Brees, starting at quarterback, leads the NFL with 4,100 yards passing this season. Reggie Bush averaging 3.7 yards a rush on the year for the New Orleans Saints. Marcus Colston with just 1 touchdown catch this season. He's battled injury. Jeremy Shockey, 44 catches this year. And Zach Strief will start at left tackle for the injured Jamal Brown. That's a matchup we'll keep our eye on throughout the course of the evening, going against Alex Brown of the Bears.
Yeah, we're sorry we couldn't give you a little more exciting start to this game. That was something.
Ball is spotted at the 17. There was a fair catch signal called by New Orleans. And that's why they'll start at their own 17-yard line. Pierre Thomas gets a couple as we take a look at the Bears defense out of Wally Agunlie with 5 sacks on the season. Tommy Harris and Anthony Adams in the middle. Alex Brown with 30 tackles on the year. Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher, the linebackers, as well as Nick Roach, a second-year man out of Northwestern. Corey Graham starting with the injury to Nathan Vasher. Mike Brown and Kevin Payne are the safeties for Chicago. After a gain of 1 for Thomas, 2nd and 9 for New Orleans. Breeze has Colston, and Colston near the first down marker, tripped up by Briggs and Payne
It looks like he has enough for the first down.
Well, one of the things you're going to see consistently out of the Chicago Bears is a lot of blitzing here tonight. And I think Drew Brees is the kind of guy that could take full advantage of that. That time he saw the linebackers coming on a blitz and just simply hit Colston on a little hot route. And when you look at the numbers, though, for the Chicago Bears, they send a lot of people a lot of the time. But for the Saints, instead of trying to hang in there and block them, they're just going to put the ball in the hands of Drew Brees, spread it all out, and try and hit some quick passes.
Jeremy Shockey in motion. Toss it to the outside of the Chicago native, Pierre Thomas. Fights his way across the 35 to about the 37, near a first down.
Yeah, Bob, how about the year that Pierre Thomas is having in the game that he had last season against the Chicago Bears? In that game, the season finale, 105 yards rushing, 121 yards receiving. The only back in the history of the NFL against the Chicago Bears to have 100 yards receiving, 100 yards in rushing in the history of the game against this franchise. Pierre Thomas is the guy that did it.
Thomas likes coming home. Reggie Bush on a slip screen gets a block. Bush in space, slips and dives to midfield, but he picks up about 13 and a first down.
Well, this is what you're going to get out of Reggie Bush. He's not really a pure running back. He's sort of a receiver running back. Remember, Marshall Faulk used to come out and flank himself out wide, try to get the ball in his hands. And one of the things they've done here in Chicago is they've resodded the field between the numbers, but outside the numbers, it's still slippery. And you could see Reggie Bush slipping just a little bit there on the outside.
Bush got a nice block from Jari Evans on Brian Urlacher. First and 10. Thomas dives to about the 44-yard line. Picks up 4.5. Charles Tillman on the tackle for Chicago. Chris, Pierre Thomas is someone that Drew Brees has the utmost confidence in, doesn't he?
Well, he really does. I was talking to Drew the other day, and I said, tell me about Pierre Thomas. Do you think that he's really a guy that could be the featured back, or do you guys really need to draft somebody, a high draft pick, to be the featured guy? He's like, no. He said, this guy can do everything. I mean, since he's been inserted in the offense, we have a running game. He's tough, he's smart, he knows how to do blitz pickups. We love him.
2nd and 6 for Brees, looking for Colston, overthrows him with Tillman on the coverage.
Working on Charles Tillman on the outside, a little, as they call it, a sluggo route, a slant and go. And of course, Charles Tillman, unfortunately, was the guy that got burned in the Minnesota game against Bernard Berrien, his former teammate, giving up that 99-yard touchdown pass. So they like doing some double moves against Charles Tillman.
New Orleans trying to keep their first offensive possession alive. 3rd and 6 at the Chicago 45. First third down attempt on this drive for New Orleans. Meacham was the motion man as Brees will throw. Feels pressure, sack. Alex Brown. His 6th of the season. There's a flag on the play in the secondary, though. So hold everything. Mike Carey is our referee.
Defense number 21.
Wow.
That's Corey Graham playing for the injured Nathan Vasher, who's on injured reserve. And that's an automatic first down.
Talk about a momentum switch there. Corey Graham's going to be covering in the slot against Billy Miller down the field, and you can see him just sort of grabbing and pulling. But by that time, Drew Brees was on his back. And Drew Brees had only been sacked 10 times coming into this game. But tonight, without his left tackle, Jamal Brown, it should be a little more interesting.
So on a 1st and 10, little screen, and it's dropped by Devery Henderson. That was a problem that plagued New Orleans in the NFC Championship game, Chris. Early in that game, they had a lot of drop passes when they had opportunities to make plays.
I'm trying to figure out how to say this in a nice way. Devery Henderson's one of the great deep threats, a speed receiver, works down the field, makes big plays. Doesn't really like running those slants, all right? I'm just going to leave it at that. He preferred not to be inside there.
2nd and 10 for Brees. Pass deflected at the line, intended for Pierre Thomas. Marcus Harrison got a hand on it.
And then he got a little hello from Brian Urlacher at the end of this one. Pierre Thomas thought he was going to get it, and instead he got it from Urlacher. That was borderline late hit, but got away with it.
If you're not going to get to the quarterback, at least get your hand in the passing lane, right?
There you go.
So a 3rd and 10 for the Saints. The Danielle Manning 83-yard kickoff return to start the game has Chicago in front 7-0. Play clock down to 3. Breeze under some pressure, and it's intercepted by Mike Brown. The veteran safety out of Nebraska has the turnover, and he takes it up to the 39. Another flag, though, back at the 15-yard line. Was the contact early? The back judge threw the flag.
The ruling on the field is an interception, down by contact, first down. Timeout.
So there is no flag. They're picking up the flag. Drew Brees trying to find Lance Moore. And Mike Brown gets the pick, his 2nd of the year.
This holiday season, the Home Depot would like to give you a little present. Right now at the Home Depot, you can get a Ryobi One Plus cordless tool free, up to an $89 value when you buy any Ryobi 18-volt combo kit. Over 30 free tools to choose from. The Home Depot is making the holidays more affordable than ever, with powerful gift ideas and new lower prices throughout the store. Hurry in for the money-saving gift of home improvement, now at the Home Depot.
One great taste, 2 ways to love it with the new KFC 2 Originals meal. 5 pieces of original recipe chicken and 4 new original recipe boneless strips, all freshly prepared with our famous 11 herbs and spices, plus 2 sides of 4 biscuits, just $14.99.
Bring home the biggest film of the decade. The Dark Knight. Buy it today on Blu-ray and DVD.
A Verizon phone. Thanks, honey.
There's more.
Oh, no way, a digital camera.
There's more.
A music player.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, a GPS with turn-by-turn directions.
There's more.
Verizon Wireless has the gifts that give more, like the LG Dare, Chocolate 3, and now get the NV2 for $79.99. Verizon Wireless.
When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday Night Football. Colts, Jaguars, next Thursday night at 8.
Well, Mike Brown right back here is just going to sit and wait. They have a blitz look coming from the Chicago Bears, but really it's just a zone defense. You'll see the 3 deep drop, not man coverage at all. Mike Brown just simply reading the eyes of Drew Brees, jump the route, first turnover.
So Drew Brees gets picked off. Good drive comes to an end. Mike Brown gets his 2nd interception of the season. First try for the Bears on offense. Matt Forte trying to find some outside running room. Not much there. Will Smith on the tackle as we take a look at the Bears starting offense led by quarterback Kyle Orton in his 4th year out of Purdue. Likes playing at home. 13-2 as a starter here at home. Matt Forte over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. Brandon Lloyd, one of the wide receivers with 19 catches, good tight ends. And the center, Olin Kreutz, starting his 100th straight game. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler. 2nd and 10 for Chicago. Orton to the outside and completes it to Devin Hester, who makes his 40th catch of the season. Forte got shaken up on that first carry.
Well, and that is a significant blow because Matt Forte is the offense. Essentially about 35-36% of the offense for the Chicago Bears goes through Matt Forte, either receiving or running.
So Adrian Peterson is in, and he takes the carry. Hit by Kendrick Clancy right near the first down marker. This is a big storyline right now.
Well, we've been talking about Matt Forte and his ability all season to not hit that rookie wall. You know, he hasn't been hurt. He's been able to carry the load. You see him in shirt sleeves. The fans here in Chicago absolutely love him, but I couldn't tell if it was his foot or ankle or exactly what it was. But Matt Forte, look at the numbers. 37% of this offense goes through him, and that is the highest percentage of any offensive weapon, even when you consider Adrian Peterson, Clinton Portis, a couple of the great backs in this league. Matt Forte has a higher percentage.
We're going to measure on the Peterson run. And they'll stretch the change, and he's short by about a half a foot. They work on Forte. Take a look at that running play as he got tackled by Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith fell on his ankle.
Yeah, his right foot. Will Smith came down, and Forte's foot was sort of pinned underneath him. That is not a good sign for the Bears. So a little good news, bad news for Chicago to start. They get the big kickoff return, but they lose their major offensive weapon. And now we get to look at Reggie Bush if they kick to him.
Brad Maynard on 4th and inches. To the near sideline, Reggie Bush slips at his own 15 and covered up by Rasheed Davis. So a good punt by Maynard. Reggie Bush had nowhere to go. The story, though, for the Bears, Matt Forte and his leg.
Find your perfect gift. Like the 5-star crash safety rated Acura MDX at the Drive Home for the Holidays event. Celebrate the season with low finance and lease offers. Visit your Acura dealer or shopacura.com.
If football is shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch it on a Sony? The Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Now through December 13th, save $500 when you buy a qualifying 40 or 46-inch diagonal Sony Bravia HD TV, select Sony Blu-ray disc player, and matching Sony component home theater system together. Learn more at sony.com/HDNA.
You missed this week on NFL Game Day morning.
Can he get them to the playoffs? That's what I want to see.
The football club here is a team in every sense of the word.
NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 9 Eastern, only on NFL Network.
It's warming up here in Chicago, Chris. The wind chill's up to 19.
The guys are partying in the stands there. They're getting it going.
I think it's because of Danielle Manning, who you see right there warming up his hands in his 83-yard kickoff return to start this ball game. Great punt by Brad Maynard of the Bears, officially 53 yards. So New Orleans will start from their own 15. Meacham in motion. They'll run it on first down, and Pierre Thomas gets a couple. Saints had a good drive going on their first offensive possession, but Drew Brees picked off by Mike Brown for Brees' 15th interception this season.
Well, it's a risk-reward offense, but one of the things they've been able to do is protect Drew Brees. But tonight, Jamal Brown, their outstanding left tackle, a Pro Bowler, is out. Zach Strief is in there to replace him, and they may have to get a little creative with some of these protections now against this blitzing Bears defense.
Second down, Thomas again across the 20, and Anthony Adams gobbles him up. Zach Strief, the left tackle, in for Jamal Brown, who's got an ankle injury. Strief's a third-year man, 7th-round pick out of Northwestern. He started one game last year at left tackle and one game his rookie year at left tackle.
Yeah, and he's not the athlete that Jamal Brown is. And so Alex Brown, coming off of that defensive end position, should be able to get some jumps and get some pressure on the outside. We've already seen a couple of different looks on pass protection. Let's see what they do here.
Reggie Bush in motion at the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 4 for Breeze. Looking for Colston. Airmails it incomplete. Good coverage, though, by Tillman and the safety, Kevin Payne. So what Sean Payton told us yesterday, we can't have 3 and outs. We can't give Chicago a short field. They do nothing starting at their own 15, and they have to punt.
Yeah, and one of the problems they're going to have on offense, that time Jeremy Shockey, their outstanding receiving tight end, had to stay in and help Zach Strief block Alex Brown. And if that's the case, that's a loss of a major weapon.
Len Pakulak to punt to Devin Hester. Hester inside his own 30. Hester losing ground, and he's going to lose a lot more. Great pursuit to the football by Roman Harper as he pins Devin Hester deep. Loss of 10 on the return after a 51-yard punt.
What happens when you grant a wish?
Do you like it?
Yes! Savings you'll love at the Sears Gigantic Saturday Sale. Get no payments, no interest for a year on total store-wide purchases as little as $1.99. Even on doorbusters from 7 a.m. to noon. Like 50% off this Craftsman storage unit. And men's jeans, just $9.99. Plus this Olympus digital camera, just $99.99. Shop Saturday, take a year to pay. Don't just give a gift, grant a wish. Sears.
Inside voices, please.
How can you explain the Johnsons' success?
The Johnsons had a game plan. They knew the Motorola lineup, what phone works for what person, and they bought all over us right down here.
What about Mrs. Johnson?
I like the way you raised your hand. Patty Johnson came ready to play, but now I'm ready to play too. I know that Motorola has camera phones, prepaid phones, and I am going to crush her.
Mom, can I go to the movies with Debbie this week?
I'm not going to field that question.
You got to have a game plan.
This changes everything.
This season, find the best selection of Motorola phones at unbeatable Walmart prices.
And I can smell victory.
See, honey, it even has a knob that goes from light to dark.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
Hope it's better than last year's.
Ow! Mama!
You okay?
Let me see.
This holiday season, give them what they bleed for.
What?
Authentic NFL products. Take advantage of daily specials at NFLshop.com.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Sears. This holiday, don't just give a gift, grant a wish.
Festive evening in Chicago. Moments ago, Matt Forte being taken to the locker room after suffering an injury to his right foot on his first carry of the ball game. Forte has set a Bears rookie running back record yards from scrimmage coming into this game with 1,476. Passing the mark set by Gale Sayers in 1965. Forte did it in 13 games. Sayers in 14.
Yeah, no question, he's a special player. 481 yards from scrimmage the last 4 weeks. That's the most in the NFL.
Adrian Peterson in a tailback in the eye. Hester split to the top of your screen. Orton on a play fake to throw. Looking for Devin Hester. Devin Hester can't reach out and get it. He had a step on Randall Gay and then some.
Boy, that's about as sophisticated a route as I've seen out of Devin Hester. He's going to go post, corner, post. On the outside, gets Randall Gay all turned around and then turns it on with that great speed, and Kyle Orton just missed him. And this is a team, the Chicago Bears, that has really struggled on their down-the-field throws. They're pretty good with the shorter, quicker throws, but down the field, they have not been good.
Bears starting from inside their own 10 after an illegal block by Kellen Davis. Here's Peterson bursting through the middle and right near the first down marker. Let's check in on the sideline with Adam Schefter. Adam?
All right, Bob, the Bears are saying that Matt Forte has a toe injury, that his return tonight is questionable. Now, after they taped up his ankle and his foot, he jogged along the sideline lightly and then walked off to the locker room. The Bears say his return with that toe injury is questionable.
Happened on the first carry of the ball game. 3rd and inches. Orton will keep it. Orton has a first down for Chicago.
You know, it's the year of the toe, I guess. Marion Barber with the Dallas Cowboys had to miss the game last week against the Steelers. And, you know, you sort of almost tend to scoff at that a little bit. But some of the great players in the league, like Jack Lambert, essentially had to retire because of a toe injury.
I just thought they should have come up with a better name for turf toe, because fans think, oh, it's just a toe injury. It's so much more severe than people think. Orton to throw on 1st and 10. Orton to the sideline to Brandon Lloyd. He makes a gorgeous catch for a first down.
Well, that's certainly good news for the Chicago Bears that their receivers are starting to make some plays. Brandon Lloyd missed 5 games this season with a knee injury, and he had a bunch of catches early on, but just 6 catches since that knee injury, so it's good to have him back in play again.
Gain of 16. Orton working out of the gun. He's got Peterson to his right. On a 1st and 10, Orton again. Airmails Greg Olsen. Well, catch NFL replay for re-airs of the weekend's 4 best games. Enhanced wired sound, exclusive footage. Get all the post-game reaction. NFL replay Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8, 9:30 Eastern, only on NFL Network. In fact, today I was watching the Saints and the Falcons from this past weekend. Good finish by New Orleans as they were able to get the stop and then run out the clock late.
Kind of get the rest of the story. A little Paul Harvey football.
Peterson met head-on in the line by Jonathan Vilma. Vilma acquired in a trade from the New York Jets. Very comfortable back in a 4-3 defense. He's really added some athleticism. Coming off the knee injury last year, he says it feels great, and he's really enjoying his time in New Orleans.
Yeah, and when he was with the Jets and they switched to the 3-4 defense, just so people understand it, a 3-4 linebackers have to take on those big 300-pound guards straight on, and that's not Jonathan Vilma's game. His game is to run sideline to sideline, a little like Brian Urlacher. He plays that same sort of game. He doesn't want to take on those guards either.
3rd and 9 for the Bears and Orton. Saints showing blitz. And it's a false start against Chicago.
False start. Offense number 23. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Devin Hester flinched.
And I think what Lovie Smith is saying is that he was forced offside because the blitzing linebacker jumped in the gap and he was offside, and that's what drew it. But you could see Hester move and then went with the late motion.
Hey, you got to improvise sometimes. So 3rd and 14 for Chicago. 5 minutes to go in the first. Little screen for Peterson. Peterson hit by Harper and dropped short of the sticks at the 40-yard line. But Chicago changes field position. Chris, they were pinned inside their own 10. They've at least gotten it out to the 40-yard line where they could possibly pin Reggie Bush and the Saints back deep again.
Yeah, they changed it for now, but number 25 standing back there waiting to catch it, and he can change it again. But well, I tell you this, Brad Maynard has been such a weapon as a punter with his directional kicks. He was a nightmare for Jacksonville last weekend.
His last one was for 53 yards and no return. Maynard with a short punt this time. Bounces at the 30. And the Bears will touch it right about there. So Drew Brees has been picked off once, trying to get this game even at 7 as the offense takes the field.
There is a school like no other school in the world. Avionics in the morning. Training in the afternoon. Computer programming in the evening. And along the way, Leadership 101. And on the day that your studies here draw to an end, and the commander looks you in the eye and salutes you, it will be with the knowledge that he is only the first of many who will do so. There's strong, then there's Army strong. To see strength like no other, go to GoArmy.com.
National Car Rental? That's my choice. Because with National, I roll past the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Choosing your own car? Now that's a good call.
Go National. Go like a pro.
to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
The holidays are a time for sharing. Good thing Miller Lite comes in a 12-pack. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Taco Bell's new fully loaded nachos. With more seasoned beef and nacho cheese sauce, it has way more toppings than chips. So they're loaded to the last chip.
Well, Saints head coach Sean Payton had a chance to play in the NFL with the Bears. 3-game NFL career in replacement games in 1987. He played against the Saints and lost 19-7. He was sacked 7 times. And right about there, he said, enough.
I think he's a better coach than quarterback, don't you?
Sean also played for the Chicago Bruisers of the AFL and the Ottawa Rough Riders in the CFL. Reggie Bush across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Bush picks up 13 on the carry. First down, New Orleans.
And Reggie Bush last week ripped one off for about 42, 43 yards. I think it was his first 30-yard run of his career. And if you watched him at all in college at USC, you would have thought he would have had 3 or 4 every single game. But it was a good-looking effort last week by Reggie Bush in that one. 80 yards rushing on just 10 tries.
He told us yesterday, he said, listen, you got to make one cut in the NFL and go, and I'm learning that. Everybody's fast in this league. Breeze on a 1st and 10. Fastball for Colston, deflected by Briggs. Colston almost had a chance, though, to get it off the deflection.
Really nice reaction there by both of the star linebackers inside, both Urlacher and Briggs, able to get back in there, because if they did not get that last finger on the football, Marcus Colston had nobody behind him, he would have scored a touchdown.
So 2nd and 10 for Breeze and the Saints. 3.5 to go here in the first. The only score, the opening kickoff, returned by Danielle Manning, 83 yards. Little screen for Pierre Thomas, gets a good block into Bear territory, and he has a first down to the 44-yard line. Gain of 12.
Well, we've talked about the fact that Zach Strief is over on the left side. We're seeing the Bears attack a lot on this side to try and take advantage of it. So what do? Simply go screen away and pick up a big play. Look at all the blitzers on the right side. Drew Brees knows it, dumps it off. Big play for the Saints.
So 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Their first drive stalled when Breeze was picked off. Toss for Bush. Reggie gets the edge and then dragged down from behind at the 41-yard line by Israel Adonijah.
Once again, going to come across with Billy Miller to help on the tight end position, but big Zach Strief, who's not really known for his athleticism, gets out there on Charles Tillman, and that's a nice block. They think he can play. There's Billy Miller, who had a good block as well, but Zach Strief, they made no apologies for him. He said, listen, we know Jamal Brown, he's a Pro Bowler, but Strief is ready. Trust me, he will not embarrass himself out there.
2nd and 6. Bush tried to make that next cut and could not. Urlacher fell on his back at the 38-yard line.
You know, it's one of the reasons that I think that Matt Forte is sort of the perfect Chicago Bears running back. You could just see there Reggie Bush, who is a quicker move, quick twitch kind of a back, trying to make a second cut. You can't do it on this field when it gets late in the year. You have to make one cut and go, and if you don't do that, you're going to end up tackling yourself.
That's what Lovie Smith said about Matt Forte. He said, we can't have a 175-pound scat back halfback playing in these conditions. 3rd and 4. Bush in motion. Breeze with time. Beautiful play by Corey Graham on a pass intended for Colston.
Well, that's just outstanding right there. Corey Graham, who's filling in for Nathan Basher, just one of the injured cornerbacks in this game. It was man coverage all the way as Reggie Bush came across in motion. You saw Danielle Manning going with him. So Drew Brees knew immediately it was going to be man coverage, but instead of throwing it down the field to Bush, he opted to come underneath, and not that time, said Corey Graham.
Devin Hester's last return went for -10 as Glenn Packala punt. Sends a toppling kick that'll bound at the 15 and takes an unfortunate roll for New Orleans. It goes for a touchback. Well, NFL Total Access takes you around the league for the latest news and info from all 32 teams. NFL Total Access Monday through Saturday only on NFL Network. Rich Eisen and the entire crew break it down for you like nobody else in the business. Total Access on NFL Network.
You know, for Kyle Orton, remember, they haven't scored any points in this game yet offensively either. Here's a guy that was sailing right along, a 90 quarterback rating until he injured his ankle, and since then he has really fallen off. Been a little better the last week, at least, maybe the last two, but the struggle.
Peterson on a 1st and 10 carry. Picks up about a yard, and that's it. Scott Fujita and Josh Bullocks on the tackle. We want to welcome those of you who are joining us on NFL.com. Welcome to NFL Network. Thursday Night Football. Remember, you can log on now to NFL.com/live for enhanced coverage of tonight's game. So on a 2nd and 9 for Orton. Peterson in a one-back set. Orton gets it to his tight end, Greg Olsen. He's engulfed at the 26-yard line. 4 yards short, and there is Matt Forte. Looks like he's going to head to the tunnel and come back out to the field here for the Chicago Bears after suffering an injury to his right foot.
Well, that's good news. I'm sure he went in for some x-rays, make sure nothing was broken, and as he has done all season, he answers the bell, and my guess is he's going to get a pretty nice ovation when he walks back out on this field.
There's the ovation from Forte, and some cheers for the Bears. Danielle Manning with an 83-yard kickoff return to start the game. That's the only score. Bears in front, 7-0 after 1.
I travel all the time. I'm going to use the Travelstrator to show you where you got to go. Boston, my hometown, wicked good city. Great restaurants. You got to find the Freedom Trail. You follow the Freedom Trail, you go down by Quincy Market, you go to Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. Uh-oh, this looks like our secret place. Cut.
Now during the Expedia Holiday Kickback, book your holiday flight and we'll kick back $200 for your next vacation. Expedia.com.
Join the guys for instant highlights and breaking news live from the stadium. Stay tuned for the Sprint Halftime Show on NFL Network.
I had a lady come in. She was looking for a Hanukkah present for her daughter. Then I had a really great idea. You could give her a different accessory on each night of Hanukkah. So we found some really cute headphones that match the iPod, a case. You know, finally by the last day of Hanukkah, when she gave her the iPod, she was dancing and she was so excited, like, I got an iPod! Both came back into the store, and the daughter comes up to me and she goes, "You're the one that made me wait a whole week to get my iPod, aren't you?" Guilty.
You don't need a stadium or lines painted on the grass. All you need is a patch of ground and someone on the other side of it. This is America. This is football. This is why we love the NFL. And only at Bank of America can you get your favorite team logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Are you an NFL fan? Prove it with NFL banking, only from Bank of America, official bank of the NFL.
The Saints and the Bears face the music as the Jazz and the Blues orchestrate a classic NFC symphony on Thursday Night Football.
Start the second quarter on a cold night in Chicago. Bears lead the Saints 7-0. 3rd and 4 for Chicago. Slant for Hester, knocked away at the point of attack by Cedric Ellis, the talented rookie out of USC, the 7th overall pick. They continue to work on Matt Forte.
Yeah, it underscores the significance of this game. You have a bit of the franchise player in Matt Forte, who obviously is injured, and yet on this night, in this situation where it's sort of a do or die kind of a thing, you tape him up and send him back out there.
Saints have moved the ball, but the Drew Brees pick thwarted the drive. Maynard to punt to Reggie Bush. Bush with some room from his own 32. Flags fly as he gets tackled at the 40. And I think they're going to get a penalty on Roman Harper for an illegal block in the back.
And we're seeing Brad Maynard on every single punt, punting it outside the numbers to get Reggie Bush on that bad turf. Every single one of those have been to the outside because they don't think that Bush can handle that turf.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 41. From the spot of the foul, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So that negates good field position. The penalty on Roman Harper. Well, we take a look at the NFC playoff picture. Obviously, the Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints at 7-6 in desperate need of a victory. In fact, Chris, if the Bears were to lose tonight, they could be eliminated with a Minnesota win on Sunday.
Yeah, and actually the Bears got bad news on the star cap situation because they had sort of hoped, I think, that Pat and Kevin Williams would have been ended up suspended, but now it looks like they're going to be there for the rest of the season.
Not any room for Thomas. Nick Roach and Lance Briggs shut it down in a hurry.
Yeah, Nick Roach coming in and taking over the starting position for Hunter Hillenmeyer. He hasn't played up to the level that I think they thought he might. Been battling a couple of injuries here and there, but Hillenmeyer had been a starter on this Bears defense for a long time, but they thought Roach just a little more athletic and giving him the opportunity.
Roach played his college ball at Northwestern, signed off the San Diego practice squad last year. Reggie Bush gets a seam, bounces up to the 30-yard line before Mike Brown made the tackle. Let's check in with Adam Schefter.
Bob, Matt Forte came out of the locker room, was jogging in place, was jogging up and down the sideline, grabbed his helmet, looks like he's ready to go back in the game once the Bears get the ball back.
They absolutely love him here.
Yeah.
I mean, they say that we've never had a rookie that knew more about our offense after 3 days of practice than he did. He understands the whole thing.
Same pass protection schemes as he had in college. Big 3rd and 3 here for New Orleans. Breeze completes it, and they've got a first down with Lance Moore, someone that Breeze has really developed a tremendous comfort level with.
Yeah, it really is amazing when you consider that Lance Moore, an undrafted free agent, has become the go-to guy. You can just see it as you watch the tape that Drew Brees, when he gets in a tight situation like that 3rd down, he loves going to Lance Moore, and it's sort of strange that an undrafted free agent is the leading receiver and an undrafted free agent is the star running back now in Pierre Thomas.
New Orleans works out of a 2 tight end set here on a 1st and 10. Breeze zips it to Meacham, who dropped it. You know, we were talking about Lance Moore, and I was going to mention Robert Meacham, who they took 27th overall last year in the draft. Inactive for all 16 games last year. He suffered a leg injury in camp, and this year only 9 catches.
Yeah, and Breeze will tell you this guy shows flashes of greatness, and he shows flashes of this. You know, I mean, you can't have an easier ball than that one right there. High draft pick to be dropping balls like that in key moments in a key game.
2nd and 10. Bush under pressure, sack. Alex Brown gets the sack.
Well, we've been talking about it, and Zach Strief playing left tackle, trying to work against Alex Brown, and Alex Brown has one of the better bull rush moves in the league. May not go around you all the time, but if you allow him to set you up for that inside move, he's going to wear you out. Already, it's got to be getting in the back of Drew Brees' mind. He's had such great protection all year, but it's beginning to look more and more like this is going to be a liability on the left side.
6th sack for Brown. His earlier sack was negated because of a defensive holding penalty. 3rd and 16 for Brees. Buy some time. He's got Colston for a first down into Bear territory and tackled at the 46-yard line by Corey Graham. Huge conversion and a gain of 22.
Well, that time they changed up protections a little bit. Jari Evans, the right guard, right here is going to pull out, and he's going to make the block on the outside. So they're trying to take a little bit of pressure here off of Zach Strief, and it worked that time. Drew Brees had more time than he's had so far in this ball game, and it paid off big.
24 on a 3rd and 16. So again, New Orleans in plus territory. They've turned it over once. Breeze steps up, buys some time under pressure. Nearly intercepted by Brown on the pass intended for Shockey. Mike Brown nearly had a second pick of the first half.
You know, Mike Brown's not as young as he used to be, but he still knows what's happening down there, and he sort of set up Drew Brees on that one. He saw Shockey all the way, and Shockey didn't do much to come back to his quarterback there. You're always taught as a receiver you have to keep coming back to the quarterback. And he almost handed Mike Brown an interception by not doing it.
Breeze 5 of 14 for 64 yards and a pick. More in motion, more in space, more inside the 40, and knocked down at about the 39-yard line by Brian Urlacher.
And the Chicago Bears and Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs inside, they love to pressure those A gaps, and I don't want to get too technical, but the A gap is essentially on either side of the center, that initial gaps right there, and so it forces offenses to protect inside out, and by doing that in this game, it puts Zach Strief under a lot of pressure. If they have to protect inside, they can't help outside.
The 27th play run by the Saints here in the first half. Breeze for Colston, some contact downfield, no flag, as he and Manning got tied up.
And I don't know what Marcus Colston was doing on that one. I don't know if Manning had him hooked or what, but he just stopped running on that play. Drew Brees liked what he saw. He had man coverage down the field, and he just looked like he sort of let up and wasn't expecting the ball. I guarantee that's what Drew's saying. He's like, help me out. Why don't you finish running that route?
So Devin Hester goes back deep to receive the Packalack punt. The last one rolled into the end zone for a touchback in a similar situation. Sends this one high. Hester lets it bounce over his head, and it is saved by New Orleans in the field of play. Usama Young with a great special teams play. It's a 39-yard punt, no return. The Bears are pinned deep.
Talk about a wake-up call. I had a heart attack at 57. My doctor told me I should have been doing more for my high cholesterol. What was I thinking? But now, I trust my heart to Lipitor.
When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Lipitor may help. Unlike some other cholesterol-lowering medications, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and certain kinds of heart surgeries if you have several common risk factors or heart disease. Lipitor has been extensively studied with over 16 years of research. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
I learned the hard way, but you may be able to do something.
Have a heart-to-heart with your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Viagra, Corona and Corona Light. This holiday season, spread the good cheer, and as always, celebrate responsibly.
Nice shot of Millennium Park in Chicago. Matt Forte is back after injuring his right foot on his first carry of the ball game. Bears pinned at their own 1 to start this drive. And Orton fumbled the snap. New Orleans says they have it, and they do. A bad exchange with Olin Kreutz and recovered by Jonathan Vilma.
it almost looked like Olin Kreutz snapped it before anybody else was ready for the ball to be snapped. You could see the rest of the offensive linemen didn't move at all. Kyle Orton wasn't expecting it. He dropped the ball. There's no illegal procedure, none of that stuff, because only the center moved. He snapped the ball. What an unbelievable break for the New Orleans Saints. Wow. And that's your veteran. That's your Pro Bowler. That's your best player. Wow, what a mistake.
So now each team has turned it over once, and how about this for New Orleans, who's run 27 offensive plays, no points to show for it. 3 tight end set, 1st and goal. They give it to the fullback Carney, and he gets nothing. Anthony Adams grabbed him first below the pile.
Anthony Adams, Tommy Harris, the Chicago Bears getting down and nasty there. They were so happy to see Mike Carney convert a big 4th down a week ago that helped win the game against the Atlanta Falcons, but that time against the Bears, he went backwards.
A couple of years ago against the Cowboys, the game that Mike Carney had in Dallas. 2nd and goal. Thomas in the flat. Thomas, touchdown New Orleans. He got away from Magoulier and scored. And the turnover by the Bears at their own 1 gets New Orleans right back in it.
Sama Young makes the great play, and then they just flip it to the outside. Always tough anytime you ask a defensive end, Adewale Ogunleye, to try and cover a back, but that's exactly what the protection was on that one. He almost got there, just not quite.
3rd touchdown catch of the season for Thomas, and now Garrett Hartley to tie it. And he does with 9:52 to go. So the punt pinned the Bears at their own 1. Orton and the Bears turned it over, and the Saints capitalized.
It's all coming down to a kick. A 40-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down, kick on the way. It is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it, folks.
Now, for the first time, you can watch every NFL Network game live on your phone. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
You look like you're about to show off your team pride by stapling Reggie Bush to your wall.
Watch out.
Instead, get a fathead. Want a fathead? They're closer than you think. Go to fathead.com or stop by local retailers today.
Is the new fuel-injected Yamaha Rhino 700 the world's most reliable workhorse? Or the ultimate off-road explorer? Yes. The Yamaha Rhino 700 Fi. No matter how you slice it, it's the ultimate side-by-side. For a limited time, get up to $300 customer cash and low financing on a new Rhino.
Nothing transforms any room of the house quite like a fathead.
Yeah!
Bigger gifts are better gifts. Go to fathead.com now and get a gift that will make their holiday.
Tomorrow on Playbook, we'll explain why the Vikings won't stop Kurt Warner, plus what the Giants offense can do to bounce back in Dallas. Playbook, tomorrow at 8 Eastern, only on NFL Network.
Back in Chicago on this Thursday evening. Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. Bob Popper, Chris Collinsworth, so glad you can join us. Huge NFC showdown between the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. Danielle Manning got the Bears on the board, returning the opening kickoff, 83 yards for a score. Pierre Thomas has just tied it up with a 2-yard touchdown catch. Hartley with the kickoff. Manning from his own 7. Manning finds a crease. Manning has some room. Manning to midfield and finally collared and dropped at the New Orleans 41-yard line. Jolon Dunbar slowed him down. 52 yards on the return.
I mean, what are the odds that Devin Hester would lose his return job on kickoffs to anybody, much less Danielle Manning? And here is Danielle Manning, came into the game 3rd in kickoff returns, and you've got to think he may be first by the time he gets finished here tonight. What a night he's having.
So great field position for the Chicago Bears, trying to answer the New Orleans score. Forte back in a tailback. Forte with the carry gets a couple to the 38-yard line. Well, there's offense, there's defense, and there's special teams. Usama Young on the punt coverage, downing it at the 1, Chris, and here's where the Bears turn it over.
And what happens a lot of times is quarterbacks will go on a hard count down on the goal line because they feel like they have nothing to lose. If their guys jump off sides, they move it back 2 inches. If they jump off sides on defense, you pick up 5 cheap yards. Well, that time Olin Kreutz forgot the snap count.
And Pierre Thomas scored. Orton under pressure avoids the sack, shovels it off to Forte, but they're going to lose yardage on the play. Bobby McCray with the pressure.
Yeah, one of the problems that Kyle Orton has, and you can see that heavily taped right ankle, is he just cannot escape in the pocket. When he ran on the field tonight, I mean, he was clearly still limping. It's been about a month that injury is taking place, and here he is out here, and anytime he gets under pressure, he has a really difficult time escaping and buying a second chance. Drew Brees, on the other hand, that's one of his great skills.
Vilma nearly had the sack. 3rd and 13. Orton looking for Hester on the deep ball, and he can't make the catch, but flags everywhere as Jason David committed the penalty. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1 for Chicago.
Pass interference, defense number 42, from the spot of the foul, automatic. 1st down.
Well, Jason David was lucky the first time, not so lucky here. He is no match for Devin Hester in any way, shape, or form. You just see the speed, and then Jason David's going to grab the left arm. Easy call for the officials. Watch him reach out, just grab that left arm. No way to make the catch, and it has been a bit of a nightmare. Jason David's been playing a little bit better this season, but you remember last year when he came over from the Colts, boy, it was not good. So many guys in the secondary out. 3 cornerbacks on this team on IR.
They spot the ball at the 5, although it looked like the penalty was inside the 5. So 1st and goal for Chicago. Orton on the slant to Desmond Clark, and he takes a big shot at the 1 by Scott Fujita.
Yeah, that was big guys on the outside. It was Scott Fujita, Scott Shanley out there against Desmond Clark, and you don't often see big tight ends running slants, but that's a big collision really with the Chicago Bears. The 2 tight ends, both over 30 catches, such a key part of the offense.
Chris Williams comes in as a tackle eligible. 2nd and goal. Forte walks in, touchdown Chicago. And just like that, the Bears are back on top. All set up by the Danielle Manning kickoff return, and then the penalty. Seventh rushing touchdown for Forte on the season.
This entire game has been nothing but special teams so far. 2 returns by Manning, the great play by Usama Young, and that's been pretty much it.
Bobby Gold for the extra point. Maynard to hold, and Gold knocks it through. So the penalty on Jason David, 39 yards on the deep ball to Devin Hester, and it sets up the Forte touchdown. Bears by 7.
The Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event is here, where the price on the tag is the price you pay. Where we've not only lowered our prices, we're offering big cash back on our best lineup ever. It's our gift to you this holiday season. During the Red Tag event, get a 2009 GMC Sierra for $17,923 and get the best coverage in America. See your local Buick Pontiac GMC dealer.
My mother used to say, always keep your heart open. It's the only way to give and receive love. That's the inspiration behind my Open Hearts collection at Kay Jewelers. I worked with Kay because as the #1 jewelry store in America, they've brought more hearts together than, well, just about anyone. My wish is that my open heart design becomes a universal symbol of hope and love. Because if your heart is open, love will always find its way in.
Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of the NFL. K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
Around and round we go here in Chicago. Jason David called for a 39-yard penalty on a pass play to Devin Hester, Chris.
And I'm not sure Devin Hester is going to make this catch. Watch how far over his right shoulder this ball is. I mean, he may have been able to make it, but it certainly wasn't going to be easy. And instead, Jason David makes the play, an obvious pass interference. Might as well just hand him the touchdown at that point. Not a smart play.
Pierre Thomas back deep, waiting Robbie Gould's kickoff. So the Bears back in front. Thomas from his own 6 slips, gets out to the 25, wiggles out of danger, and then takes it across the 30-yard line to the 31. Hunter Hillenmeyer on the tackle. Well, kickoff Sunday with NFL Game Day Morning, the earliest and best pregame show on Sunday. NFL Game Day Morning, now 3 exciting hours, starting at 9 Eastern, only on NFL Network. Mooch now joins Marshall Faulk, Spiro Ditas, and Warren Sapp on Sunday mornings. You get live look-ins from all the stadiums, the latest reports. Adam Schefter always has the latest news and notes and injuries. You don't want to miss it on Sunday mornings here on NFL Network.
So Mooch is going from about 5 a.m. out there on the West Coast all the way through midnight or so. He'll be back in coaching soon.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Thomas hit at the point of attack by Adewale Ogunleye. No gain on the play.
Ogunleye is not having one of his best seasons so far, but this entire Bears defense has been making plays thus far tonight. And remember, this is the #1 offense in football. And you take away the punt, you take away the fumble down on the goal line, and they have just simply dominated the Saints as they've done the last couple of years here.
Remember, on the Saints' first drive in the first quarter, Breeze was picked off as the Saints were driving. Reggie Bush to the outside. Bush shoved out by Kevin Payne, the safety, at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
I'm not sure what happened to Reggie, but he looks like he's limping a little bit. And honestly, if he just put his shoulder down and tried to get the extra couple yards, maybe he wouldn't have been hurt on this play. Let's see if we can pick up what it may have been. He makes a move and heads for the sideline, and Kevin Payne says, thank you very much. I'm not much for that, not for a running back. If you're a quarterback, okay. You're running back, those extra couple of yards make a huge difference.
Same thing happened late in the game last week against Atlanta, where he could have gotten a first down, but tried the hand-to-hand and it didn't work. 3rd and 6 for Breeze. But Donijay trips him up, but he flips it to Bush, and he will not get the first down as Ogunleye cleans it up. It's a gain of a yard. So Breeze tried to keep it alive as Israel Donijay was heavy in pursuit.
Go with the stack formation, and it looked like Beverly Henderson was just going to pop wide open down the field, and because of the pressure, Drew Brees just never saw him.
Pakalak to punt to Devin Hester. Hester has not returned a punt for a touchdown since the finale of last year against the Saints. Lets that one hit the ground, and the Saints will touch it down at about the 27-yard line. Well, Drew Brees has been under pressure all night long, and his team trails by 7.
Not all the best gifts are found under the tree. Here's a clue. Check your fridge. Have a great holiday. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
You look like you're about to show off your team pride by stapling Reggie Bush to your wall.
Watch out.
Instead, get a fathead. Want a fathead? They're closer than you think. Go to fathead.com or stop by local retailers today.
Guitar Hero World Tour for PlayStation 3 is awesome. It really offers the entire family a chance to, play together. And with the new beginner mode, all you do is strum and puts you back on rhythm so you can really look like the rock star that you are.
Rated T for teen.
Find your perfect gift. Like the all-new Acura TL at the Drive Home for the Holidays event. Celebrate the season with low finance and lease offers. Visit your Acura dealer or shopacura.com.
Guitar Hero World Tour for PlayStation 3 is awesome. It really offers the entire family a chance to, play together. And with the new beginner mode, all you do is strum and puts you back on rhythm so you can really look like the rock star that you are.
Rated T for teen.
Next week, Manning's Colts battle the Jags. Romo's Cowboys take on the Ravens. When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday Night Football. Colts, Jaguars, and a special Saturday telecast. Ravens, Cowboys.
Well, coming up next, the Sprint halftime show. Feuding Cowboys. Will Brandon Jacobs play for the Giants against the Cowboys? And the keys to the first half. It's coming up next in the Sprint halftime show with Rich and the gang. Looking at the left knee of Reggie Bush, the one he had surgically repaired. 1st and 10 for Chicago. Orton nearly picked off by Vilma. And then Davis nearly caught it. That was one that Vilma should have made.
Wow, that was almost another hand-delivered touchdown right there. If Vilma makes this catch, Jason Davis going to come out and not get his head around very quickly. And Vilma, man, you can't hand-deliver it any better than that. Then you can see, unless Kyle Horton caught him with that bad ankle, that was going to be a touchdown.
Looking at that left knee of Reggie Bush, put a little brace on it. He did not have that when they were looking at him. Forte, who got shaken up on his first carry of the game, takes it out to the 32-yard line. Chris, we'll take another look at where Reggie Bush got hurt along the sideline.
He looked like he was running fine, and then kind of he tried to make that quick little wiggle to get to the outside, and I'm not sure that wasn't when he did it. I don't know. Maybe he got hurt before that. I'll leave it alone.
So 3rd and 5 here for Chicago. Bush seems fine, getting ready. His defense can get a stop here to get out there and return a punt. Play clock at 7. Orton out of the gun. Has some time. Completes it to Lloyd. 1st down. To the 40-yard line. Did he make the catch, though? New Orleans says he bobbled it. Juggling it. Knees. Ball. Chris?
Ooh, I think that's going to be
Sean
incomplete.
Payton has thrown the flag. Sean Payton has thrown the challenge flag.
The Bears were at the line of scrimmage. I think they knew they had an issue on that one as well. Sean's happy.
So Mike Carey will go over and confirm that Sean
The
Payton
ruling
will
on the
challenge.
field is a catch. It's being challenged by New Orleans.
So while Mike Carey reviews the play, Brandon Lloyd bobbled it. Was hit by Usama Young from behind. Hits the ground. No catch.
Christmas.
Keep the mask on. Something tells me it might be better that way.
Between purity and sin.
Do I look like a good girl?
Between angels and demons.
I've known some pretty strange women in my time, but this one's got the final word on strange.
Lies the struggle for the soul of the city.
Well, then they'll be at it all night.
On December 25th, it's time to believe in heroes.
He's something the world needs.
The Spirit.
I'm on my way.
Rated PG-13. In theaters everywhere Christmas Day.
Saints head coach Sean Payton is going to have to get his red flag dry clean. This is his 12th challenge of the season, the most by any coach in the NFL, but hasn't had a lot of success. 3 of 11. Chris, the catch by Brandon Lloyd.
I think his percentage is going to go up here. Clearly no control there. Does the point of the ball hit the ground? I think so.
Are you conclusively so, though? It was ruled a catch on the field.
Yeah, I'm going to go with I think so. Pretty sure. Now you'll see Mike Carey come out. They'll discuss it a little bit. He'll confer with another official. They'll write it down if he hasn't already. The yard line, all the different things that go on, and come out and make the announcement.
After review, the receiver did not have control when the ball hit the ground. Incomplete pass. 4th down and 5. Chicago's 32-yard line on the far hash mark. Please put 4:50 on the game clock. 4:50 on the game clock. New Orleans will not be charged with a team timeout.
So a big challenge by Sean Payton and a much needed win right there. That would have been a 1st down. Instead, the Bears have to punt the football away.
And the Bears continue to desperately look for a second receiver, whether it be Brandon Lloyd, Rasheed Davis, Earl Bennett, whoever it may be, but they have struggled at that slot.
And you saw Lance Moore back to receive this punt. We saw Reggie Bush on the sideline grab his helmet before that 3rd down play. But they've got Lance Moore, who's returned 3 punts this year, averaging 10.7 yards a return. So Maynard gets set for the snap. To boot it away. They set up the return. Good punt. Chasing Moore inside his own 15. Reversing his field. Turns the corner. And doesn't get much. Great coverage by the Bears. 56-yard punt, 1-yard return. Well, it's a big doubleheader on NFL Network this coming week. Next Thursday, we're in Jacksonville with the surging Indianapolis Colts take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's Thursday night, December the 18th, and Saturday night, a huge game from Irving, Texas. The Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys right here on NFL Network.
How about the Baltimore Ravens these days? Are they hot or what? One of the highest scoring teams in football now over the past 7 weeks. To go along with that defense led by Ray Lewis, the Cowboys have an incredibly tough schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah, Dallas has to play the Giants this Sunday, then Baltimore, and finish up at Philadelphia. False start against New Orleans. With 4:38 to go in the half.
Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty is still 1st down.
Jari Evans called for the penalty.
Well, the pressure has been the key all night long, and especially coming from the left side. It's been Alex Brown, Mark Anderson taking advantage of the fact that Jamal Brown, the Saints left tackle, has been out of the game. Zach Strief doing the best that he can, but clearly missed opportunities for the Saints all night long because of the pressure.
So Breeze on 1st down to throw over the middle, knocked away from Colston by Tillman. We've seen the Bears on a couple pass plays, Chris, really contest the ball in the air.
Well, and it comes down to that. If you're going to blitz, you have to play man coverage behind it. And Charles Tillman, who's been nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year, came up with a huge play there in man coverage. Right now, Marcus Colston on this field or whatever is having trouble getting open in one-on-one situations.
Shockey comes to the left of the formation, the tight end. Now he goes in motion. Toss play to Thomas. Thomas slithers up to about the 12. Adonijay tripped him up.
Yeah, we're seeing Jeremy Shockey now being put in motion to a 2 tight end side, trying to get both he and Billy Miller over there, and they both are cracking down inside, that time against Lance Briggs. Nice pickup, but long way to go.
Talked to Jeremy before the game, says not 100%, but he is feeling better with that sports hernia injury that he had. Reggie Bush not in the ball game here on this important 3rd and 12 for New Orleans. He left on the last series with a left knee injury. And another false start against New Orleans.
False start, offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
John Stinch calling the right tackle, called for the penalty.
You know, this is a New Orleans Saints offense that has been so good at home and so bad on the road. We know the kind of numbers that Drew Brees has put up this season, and yet on the road, the 27th ranked passer, and now for the 3rd straight year, it is a bit of a nightmare for Drew Brees and company coming into Chicago. They have done next to nothing so far in this game.
See the numbers between home and the road. 3rd and 17. Brees completes it. Moore makes the catch, but it hit the ground. He had enough for the 1st down, but it hit the ground. So 2 false start penalties. And the Saints will have to punt.
And really, this one's on Drew Brees. He had Lance Moore open, stepped up in the pocket. The protection's good. You can't blame anybody for that. He just one-hopped it. That's a big play in the game. Now you're turning the ball back over to the Bears around midfield, kicking to Devin Hester with a great opportunity to extend their lead.
And this is where you really have the pressure on the special teams, because you haven't moved the ball at all in this possession, and now you got to kick it to Hester. Pakaluk with a high kick. Hester from the 47. Hester tripped up and dragged down by Troy Evans before he could break to the outside. That's a good play by Evans.
Well, I don't want to overemphasize what's been happening on the Bears offensive side either. It's been all Danielle Manning tonight. 2 kickoff returns, one of them back for a touchdown and the other one beyond the 50-yard line to set up the other touchdown play. So Danielle Manning, the guy that has been the majority of the offense for the Chicago Bears tonight.
Well, Manning has more return yards than Chicago has offensive yards. The Bears with 58 yards of offense so far. But they'll start in plus territory again from the 42. Forte in a 1-back set. Hester split to the bottom of your screen. Orton on 1st down. He's got the tight end Clark. Fujita on the tackle. Short gain on the play. With 3 minutes to go here in the 1st half.
Boy, Devin Hester is drawing a lot of coverage right now. I think they fully understand that they cannot cover him. He's out here, but look at all the coverage on the outside as they have this umbrella coverage now, because they know they cannot cover Devin Hester one-on-one.
Well, New Orleans is going to call a timeout with 2:59 to go in the half. And Chicago facing a 2nd and 7 at the New Orleans 39-yard line. It's been a game of big plays and big plays on special teams that have really turned this game around one way to the other. It's a cold night here in Chicago. The Bears haven't really mustered any kind of offense, but you know, they've bending but not breaking.
Yeah, and for the New Orleans Saints, this is sort of the crux of the issue. Yes, they're a dome team, so it's okay to build a team that can throw the football and do all that stuff at home. But at the end of the season, you usually have to go on the road somewhere. And this season and the last 3 seasons, it's been to Chicago, and it looks like that. And people have muffs around their head and Santa Claus hats that look like Bear stuff. And it even snowed in New Orleans today, so maybe they should have been used to it, but they aren't handling it so far.
And Sean Payton says his kids got a day off from school, and they were actually building snowmen in New Orleans today.
Little ones.
Yeah, but snowmen nonetheless. Snow kids. Hester on the catch, 1st down at the 30. One quick cut, and Devin Hester gets open.
Well, then when you play off of Devin Hester, you don't want to let them run by you again if you're Jason David. So you basically give them that first down. And it's really interesting to watch Devin Hester, you know, the return guy, and then they let Bernard Berrian go to the Minnesota Vikings. And so he is their A receiver. He now is the guy that is the deep threat and has to keep them out of all those one-on-one kind of coverages on the outside, and he's growing into that role. You know,
it's Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. You know, and they have really enjoyed the luxury of having Matt Forte in their offense because, you know, he's the guy that can do a lot of different things for them, Chris, and it's helped them open up their offense a little bit.
Yeah, it has, and his ability to come out of the backfield, make catches. He's a good blocker back there as well. But this is the offense. If you're the Chicago Bears, they run it through Matt Forte, Desmond Clark, Greg Olsen, and basically Devin Hester. That's it. They're not a great deep ball thrower. They're not going to do a lot of fancy things. They're going to try and win it with defense and those core guys in the middle.
You know, Kyle Orton has been the beneficiary of all of that. You know, remember, he was the starting quarterback a couple of years, lost his job. Lovie Smith said the thing that we loved about Kyle was he never pouted once he lost his job. He stayed focused. He tried to improve, and he really has for the Chicago Bears. Done a good job this year for them. Forte, middle of the field, grabbed by Vilma, but not after a gain of nearly 9.
You know, I think it's going to be an interesting debate about Kyle Orton at the end of the season. For so long, the Chicago Bears have been looking for their quarterback. And is this the guy? And I think I can make the argument that maybe he is, because if you're going to play in this kind of weather, do you really want to invest $10 million, $12 million in a quarterback, or try and put your money in the defense and the running game and the offensive line and play Bears football?
Well, the Bears will take it down to the 2-minute warning with the ball spotted just inside the 22. Chicago in front 14-7. Danielle Manning has had a big game with an 83-yard kickoff return. Bears by 7.
Each night after Thursday Night Football, the guys recap the game live from the stadium. The Home Depot postgame show following the game on NFL Network.
Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio. Hear every NFL game, every week, everywhere. Plus the Sirius NFL radio channel.
Inside voices, please.
How can you explain the Johnsons' success?
The Johnsons had a game plan. They knew the Motorola lineup, what phone works for what person, and they bought all over us right down here.
What about Mrs. Johnson?
I like the way you raised your hand. Patty Johnson came ready to play, but now I'm ready to play too. I know that Motorola has camera phones, prepaid phones, and I am going to crush her.
Mom, can I go to the movies with Debbie this week?
I'm not going to field that question.
You got to have a game plan.
This changes everything.
This season, find the best selection of Motorola phones at unbeatable Walmart prices.
And I can smell victory.
This Tuesday on Blu-ray High Def, own the film Roger Ebert calls the best in the Mummy series.
You guys are like mummy magnets!
With perfect picture and perfect sound.
I really hate mummy!
The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor on Blu-ray High Def this Tuesday.
Hey, Coach Billick, I just cracked open an ice-cold frost-brewed Coors Light.
Oh, yeah, baby!
But, Coach, we have cans and bottles. I don't know which one to pick.
Come on, pick. He's feeling the pressure now.
Just pick one!
Frost Brewed Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Coach, my second Coors Light, just as refreshing as the first.
Back to back, yeah!
Why let heartburn stop you when you can stop heartburn? Just one Zantac with a cool mint sensation can knock it out all day or all night for strong, lasting relief. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
National Car Rental? That's my choice. Because with National, I roll past the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Choosing your own car? Now that's a good call.
Go National. Go like a pro.
Back in Chicago on a cool evening. City lit up beautifully. Coming up next, the Sprint halftime show. How about them feuding Cowboys? Will Brandon Jacobs of the Giants play against Dallas? And some keys to the first half. Cowboys, they do everything big. You know, a little drama going into a big game against the Giants on Sunday night.
So Terrell Owens, he doesn't like the relationship with Romo and Witten, huh?
That's the latest. And then
Come on, man. You're good at all this soap opera stuff. Lay it on me. You're a radio guy. Come on.
You had the Marion Barber stuff earlier this week with Jerry Jones, but Jerry backed off that.
That's great.
That's how they get ready for the big games.
Good.
2nd and 2. Orton as his fullback, Jason Davis, plowing his way inside the 10. That is the first catch of Jason Davis's career.
You know, Jason Davis knows this offense through his relationship with Ron Turner at Illinois, and really is the reason he got the chance. Jason McKee out with that quad injury and taking advantage.
Timeout taken here in the first half.
Pepper in some flavor.
Welcome to Chili's.
Try our newest Kick and Crisper creation. New crispy chicken tacos. Made with strips of real white meat chicken. Cooked until golden brown. Topped with ranch and honey chipotle sauce. New crispy chicken tacos. Only at Chili's. Pepper in some fun.
Unstoppable. Paula Creamer is. So is her Citizen Echo Drive watch. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable, just like the people who wear it.
Back at Soldier Field, New Orleans used their last time out. Kyle Orton putting together a pretty good drive. 4 for 4, 33 yards.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Kyle Orton was going to outplay Drew Brees, the #1 ranked quarterback and #1 ranked offense. And well, it's been a struggle for the Saints so far here tonight.
Brees 8 of 20 for 75 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Orton 10 of 15 for 67 yards here in the first half. So 1st and goal for Chicago, trying to build upon a 14-7 lead. Forte, the tailback, in the eye. And Greg Olsen with a false start.
False start. Offense number 82. 5-yard penalty. Still first.
And that is just infuriating.
A couple times now. Olin Kreutz, of course, with the big mistake. But this is a tight end driven team. I guess maybe it has since the days of Mike Ditka, but really they like getting both these tight ends on the field. They both have over 30 catches, and they both get involved in the passing game. And now because of that penalty, they may get a chance to catch a touchdown.
So they're spotted at the 15, 1st and goal. Orton, Forte makes a man miss at the 10 and gets knocked down at the 5. Shanley missed the tackle at the 10. Scott Fujita cleaned it up. It'll be 2nd and goal. New Orleans used all their timeouts, so they can't stop the clock.
And watch Matt Forte here as he makes this catch. Not a lot of fancy stuff. Let's get it up the field, split the defenders, get it down to about the 6-yard line, and that's what he does. You know, he's not a spectacular looking runner, but he's a guy that consistently makes plays, and especially on this field.
So you just put on some longer cleats, make one cut and go. 2nd and goal. Orton to the end zone, knocked out of the hands of Clark by Josh Bullock. Saved a touchdown.
That was just a stone cold drop of an easy pass. That one didn't even have any velocity on it. If he catches that cleanly, the hit by Bullock's not going to do anything to him. He just completely dropped it.
Did he peek a little bit at Bullock's coming at him?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, sometimes when they're that easy, you tend to relax on it a little bit, and he's not going to have an easier touchdown opportunity than that one.
So 3rd and goal for Chicago. From the 6. Orton has a running lane. Orton inside the 5. Dodge. Touchdown, Chicago. What a drive by Kyle Orton, and he caps it off with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Bad ankle and all.
All the coverage went to the trips formation off to the right, and as the linebackers tried to run underneath the play, there was simply nobody left for Kyle Orton. Looked a little like Joe Namath limping into the end zone there, but got it done.
Robbie Gould with the extra point. So the Bears have scored 14 unanswered. Kyle Orton said, find me that goal line. Give me a touchdown. Got it.
Why let heartburn stop you when you can stop heartburn? Just one Zantac with a cool mint sensation can knock it out all day or all night for strong, lasting relief. Heartburn, Attack it. Zantac.
In this house, we're all about tradition. I wouldn't change one thing about this house.
Can we keep it?
Oh, I think so.
The Samsung Series 7 Plasma with a touch of color finish. When beautiful design is the name of the game, imagination lives.
Kyle Orton on a 3rd and goal runs it in from 6 yards out. Give the Bears a 21-7 lead.
You see all the receivers on this side of the field, and watch these 2 linebackers run underneath there. And then Kyle Orton said, all right, you guys want to all play on the right side? I'll play on the left side, and give me the touchdown.
And the only thing that didn't go right was his spike. I know it's cold and it's tough to handle the ball. He's got to work on that. But everything else worked out pretty well for him. Pierre Thomas from his own 10. Thomas to the 33-yard line. Remember, New Orleans used all their timeouts.
Well, this has been the formula for the Chicago Bears to beat the New Orleans Saints. Just dinking and dunking and tight ends and backs and fullbacks, and then your gimpy-legged quarterback takes it in the rest of the way, and nobody seemed too anxious to hit him either.
You know, one of the keys, too, a couple of false starts by New Orleans, and the Bears defense gets a 3 and out, so it sets up a short field to start that whole drive that went 42 yards.
And the one-hop pass by Drew Brees.
Brees to Thomas has a 1st down. Remember, New Orleans is out of timeouts, 33 seconds to go. Reggie Bush has not returned since injuring his left knee on a run earlier this quarter. 1st and 10 for Brees. Thomas again, but Bears keep him inbounds. Briggs and Tillman surrounded him at midfield.
Have to stop the clock here.
Down to 8 seconds. Brees clocks. Remember that the Saints won the coin toss and deferred, and it didn't work out too well because Danielle Manning returned the kickoff 83 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, they deferred about 12 seconds worth was all that was. Probably need a gain of about 16, 17 yards here to have a legitimate shot at a field goal in this kind of weather.
And they've got rookie kicker Garrett Hartley,
who hasn't missed yet this year.
11 for 11, but I guarantee he hasn't kicked on a field like this. 3rd down for Brees and 4. Going to heave it deep down the right side toward the end zone and batted down by Urlacher.
There's the former safety remembering how to do it.
So that's how the first half ends. Reggie Bush injured his left knee. Saints not able to get it into the end zone. And at the end of the first half, the Bears with a 21-7 lead. Stay tuned for the Sprint halftime show coming up after this break.
There is a school like no other school in the world. Avionics in the morning, training in the afternoon, computer programming in the evening, and along the way, Leadership 101. And on the day that your studies here draw to an end, and the commander looks you in the eye and salutes you, it will be with the knowledge that he is only the first of many who will do so. There's strong, then there's Army strong. To see strength like no other, go to GoArmy.com.
This holiday season,
Despero, don't do it!
A little hero will spring into action on December 19th. Grab life.
Here I come!
Oh no. By the ears. The tale of Despero.
You're a strange little mouse.
Thank you. Rated G. Starts December 19th.
Amazing! Capture and share videos. Drag and drop into iTunes. Upload to YouTube. Super Slim, the high-performance digital camera. Exilum EXS10. Casio.
Next week, a special double feature of NFL Network's Thursday night and Saturday night football. They are renowned surgeons. Every time they operate, they work against impossible odds to give their teams a fighting chance.
Touchdown!
QB. Manning's Colts battle the Jags. Romo's Cowboys take on the Ravens. When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday night football. Colts, Jaguars, and a special Saturday telecast. Ravens, Cowboys.
Don't stop watching, or I'll make you eat your beans.
Welcome to the Sprint Halftime Show. Live from your phone, it's the NFL.
It sure didn't take long to see the first points of Week 15 scored. The opening kickoff of Thursday Night Football between the Bears and the Saints is returned to the house by Daniel Manning. 83 yards for number 38, and the Bears are up 7-0 just like that in a must-win game between two 7-6 teams. Matt Forte, Louisiana native, scored a touchdown after leaving the game due to injury, and then Kyle Orton right before the half leaps into the end zone to put the Bears up by 2 touchdowns, 21-7, and that is where we find the game on NFL Network. Daniel Manning, his first career kick return for a touchdown. First Bears player not named Jerry Hester to have a kick return for a touchdown since Jerry Azuma, everybody, back in 2003. It's been some time since a non-Hester return happened for the Chicago Bears, who got off obviously on the right foot and are feeling good on this chilly Thursday mid-December night. Rich Eisen along with Steve Mariucci, Deion Sanders, Marshall Faulk, and Warren Sapp. So it all got started very well for the Bears, and it's been downhill for the Saints.
Neither offense has been able to get anything going on. We got the high-flying offense of the Saints, but they're held at 93 yards passing. It's been special teams. A couple of kickoff returns by Daniel Manning, one for a touchdown, and it's been the pooch punt by the Saints down on the 1-foot line that led to a fumble quarterback snap and led to points for the Saints. Other than that, it's a pretty vanilla football game.
As always, special teams comes into play on a cold night like it is right now, as kicking off to week number 15 that will culminate in a marquee matchup between the Cowboys and the Giants. Adam Schefter joins us with an injury report for that crucial contest in the NFC East. Adam?
Rich, for the second straight day, Giants running back Brandon Jacobs did not practice due to an injury. I'm told that the Giants will consider holding him out of Sunday night's game against the Cowboys due to that knee injury. Meanwhile, in Dallas, Marion Barber went through a very limited amount of practice on Thursday. There's a good chance the Cowboys could rest him on Friday, and there'll be a game-time decision about whether Marion Barber can go, despite what Cowboys owner Jerry Jones might think.
Very nice. And then, of course, there's a report that's out there from ESPN's Ed Werder.
Yeah, that's a reputable source.
Saying that there's a big problem on the Cowboys offense with Terrell Owens upset with the number of balls that's been thrown Jason Witten's way as opposed to him. Your thoughts, Deion Sanders?
Was Theo upset 2 weeks ago when he had 200 yards? Was he upset a week prior when he had almost 100 yards? No. Where is this coming from? When you lose games, people just want to point the blame and point fingers, and I don't think T.O. is really involved in the situation. The guys that should be upset is Patrick Quay. Only 2 receptions in the last 2 games. Roy Williams, only 4 receptions in the last 2 games. Those are the guys that should have a problem. I don't think T.O. and Romo have a problem, nor Jason. When I talked to T.O. as early as last night, and there was not a problem at that time.
You want to talk about pointing the finger? I think that everyone on the Cowboys team need to look at them in the mirror and point the fingers at themselves and find out what they could do to make this team better. The thing about T.O., and you'll be surprised about this, he's getting a bad rap right now because of his prior history.
His past?
Yes, with quarterbacks. And now you're hearing the fact that, okay, things aren't going good. It's T.O.'s fault. I hadn't seen much from T.O. this year. I've been waiting for him to explode, and he hasn't. I don't think it's his fault.
He's been doing a good job all year long of not imploding and just pretty much trying to hold everything together. But right now for the Cowboys, it's self-evaluation. It's time for everybody in Valley Ranch to look in the mirror and say, how do I make myself a better player for this team? That's what we're talking about. All of them.
No. It starts with the quarterback.
Who are we talking about?
It starts with the quarterback. Okay. And when you start with the quarterback, if he evaluates his play and he says, okay, I can do better, then he can look at everyone else in the locker room and ask them to step their games up.
Guys, this is nothing that a big win against the Giants can't cure.
True.
And then we stop talking about all this nitpicking stuff.
But
For another week.
No, but of course, a lot of people think that they won't be able to come out with a big win against the Giants if there's all this stuff that's going on in the locker room.
Well, if they beat the Giants, we'll talk about it again against Baltimore, because we thought we were done talking about the Cowboys and these types of problems when they beat San Francisco, when they beat Seattle. It comes back as soon as you lose. These are things that internally as a team you must fix. So when things go wrong, you don't look to point fingers. You understand we just lost, and that's it.
And of course, the Cowboys defense has to do a better job in stopping a Manning than the Saints special teams did to kick this game off here in Chicago. Daniel Manning's big kickoff return to start this ball game got the Bears off on the right foot. And unlike the Super Bowl where they started a game like that, it's going a little bit better tonight to kick off Week 15 on Thursday Night Football. We'll be back in a moment.
Make sure your Christmas dinner is fresh and delicious, and there's enough to actually reach the table. Walmart has unbeatable prices on everything from tender, juicy ham to fresh-baked artisan breads, and we're committed to 100% freshness, guaranteed. With thousands of new rollbacks, Christmas costs less at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Everything worth listening to is now on XM. Commercial-free music, plus talk and entertainment, and sports. Now for the first time, add the best of Sirius and get every NFL game.
Sunday is game day on NFL Network. Before the games, Marshall and Warren break down each matchup from around the league.
They can't just do it on Peyton's arm.
Plus, exclusive team reports live from every stadium.
Kind of a defining week for the Cards.
Later, as game day continues, Rich, Mooch, and Dion deliver the best highlight show on TV.
If you're going to watch this, you're going to enjoy this.
Start and end your game day here.
The People's Champ, baby, I love it.
Sunday is game day, only on NFL Network.
NFL game day morning is now 3 hours long. It's starting 1 hour earlier than it has all season long. Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. This means more latest news, more analysis, more Sapp, more Falk, and now more Moochie. Steve Mariucci is joining the crew starting this Sunday. Kyle Orton of the Chicago Bears.
Hey, I'll bring the donuts.
Are up 21-7.
Pre-game?
Very rare empty hand spike from Kyle Orton. There are no pictures on the scorecard. Bears up 14 because the second half.
Get the ball to your quarterback.
Thank you for watching the Sprint Halftime Show. Get NFL Mobile Live only from Sprint.
The 24/7 market at Courtyard. More choices, more convenience, and more freedom on the road. Courtyard, it's a new stay. If football is shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch it on a Sony? The Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Now through December 13th, save $500 when you buy a qualifying 40 or 46-inch diagonal Sony Bravia HD TV, select Sony Blu-ray disc player, and matching Sony component home theater system together. Learn more at sony.com/HDNA.
You don't need a stadium or lines painted on the grass. All you need is a patch of ground and someone on the other side of it. This is America. This is football. This is why we love the NFL. And only at Bank of America can you get your favorite team logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Are you an NFL fan? Prove it with NFL banking, only from Bank of America, official bank of the NFL.
On the next episode of NFL Network's Thursday Night Football, it is a calling few men can answer.
Breeze to throw.
Each season, for 5 harrowing months, he tests himself against the mightiest forces known to man.
Sack back at the 40.
All to make
Touchdown, Saints!
the deadliest throw. When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday Night Football. Saints, Bears, Thursday night at 8.
This is your NFL Network.
Back in Chicago, the Bears with a 21-7 lead over the New Orleans Saints after one half of play in a pivotal game for both teams who come in with a record of 7-6. Well, Danielle Manning got things off to a great start for Chicago, returning the opening kickoff, 83 yards for a touchdown. Drew Brees has struggled in this game. He's been picked off once, 93 yards of passing in the first half. And Kyle Orton engineers a 42-yard drive at the end of the half, including a 6-yard touchdown run to give Chicago a 14-7 lead. Bob Papa, Chris Collinsworth back in Chicago. And Chris, I mean, huge playoff implications here for both of these football teams. The Saints moved the ball early in the game, but they couldn't get it into the end zone, and now momentum has seemingly gone Chicago's way.
Well, and this is a Saints team that has to win on the offensive side, and if they play as poorly as they did in the first half, they're just not going to win very many games at all. But how many games would you say of the Chicago Bears that you could say special teams won the game for the Chicago Bears, or at least the first half, and Devin Hester wasn't a part of it? You know, this has been the Danielle Manning show so far in the first half.
Yeah, the 83-yard kickoff return. He had a 52-yard return as well, and Manning's had a big game. Reggie Bush injured his knee in the first half, did not come back into the ball game. Chicago to kick off to New Orleans. Pierre Thomas to start the second half. Thomas gets hit, flags fly at the 30-yard line as he just keeps battling. Jamar Williams got the first hit on Thomas, but Mike Carey's got some laundry to pick up. Mike will have the call against, I believe, New Orleans. An illegal block in the back is the preliminary call.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the receiving team, both of them number 54. Holding is declined. Personal foul, major face mask is accepted. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So Troy Evans called for the penalty. And Drew Brees has had a first half to forget. Lowest passer rating since 2007, week 10.
Yeah, you have to go back to last season. And let's face it, in good times or bad, it's got to be the Drew Brees story. And for tonight, it has been more bad than good. And they have to get it cranked up right now, early in this second half, to start to get things turned around.
The personal foul, major face mask, was on the kicking team. There are 2 fouls after the change of possession. New Orleans will have the ball at the spot of their foul. First down.
All right. So 1 penalty to each side. So Evans with the hold in the middle of your screen, 54, and then face mask right there by Jamar Williams of Chicago. You know, we showed those Drew Brees numbers, Chris, and you know, people say, well, you know, here we go, dome team playing outside. Drew Brees played his college ball at Purdue. It's cold in Indiana. He's played in this weather before.
So did Kyle Orton. As a matter of fact, Drew Brees recruited Kyle Orton to go to Purdue, so he's had a hand in both those guys.
Pierre Thomas bounces his way to the 33-yard line, picks up a couple. And Drew Brees was at Purdue first, 1997 to 2000, quarterbacking Joe Tiller's squad. And then Kyle Orton came along. Kyle nearly didn't go, though, to Purdue, did he?
Yeah, he almost switched and was thinking about going to Colorado, and Drew Brees called him and talked him back home again, and then Orton almost broke some of Drew Brees' records there.
Thomas on the carry up to the 37-yard line. And there's the gentleman with the mustache in the middle of your screen. That is Joe Tiller, head coach at Purdue. Just finished up his last season. Always a good offense at Purdue with Joe Tiller.
No question. A lot of points scored there. And Reggie Bush now coming back into this game for a very key third down. The Saints can ill afford to go 3 and out here to start the second half, the way they've been going so far.
Breeze from the gun, under pressure, buys some time, gets the first down to Lance Moore. Big conversion to the 43. And that's Drew Brees at his best, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've shown the worst of Zach Strief. Let's show some of the good stuff. This time he got his hands on Alex Brown, and Alex Brown unable to do it. Drew Brees, one of the few quarterbacks that when he gets under some pressure likes to move left instead of right. I don't know many right-handed quarterbacks that do that, but Drew Brees has a lot of success there, and Zach Strief had success on that one as well.
Big conversion for New Orleans. Thomas finds his way through a tackle and takes it up to the 48-yard line. Gets a nice gain on the play. Urlacher missed the initial tackle.
And I think we're seeing a change of strategy right now by Sean Payton. And no longer are they coming out throwing on first and second down. They're coming out and trying to pound it with Pierre Thomas, get some of the balance they had last week against the Atlanta Falcons when they looked so good. And what that does is slow down some of these pass rushers, forces them to play the run.
On a second down, Thomas hit in the backfield and he's dropped. Great job by Anthony Adams. He got the first hit on Thomas. It's a loss of a yard.
Yeah, and Anthony Adams getting the chance to play because of the injury to Dusty Dvorak. And he was good last week against Jacksonville. Had 8 tackles in his debut as a starter and made an impression on his coaching staff.
Reggie Bush comes back into the ball game. Adams, a 6th-year man out of Penn State. Signed as a free agent last year from San Francisco. Another 3rd and 5 manageable. Thomas and Bush in the backfield with Breeze. Play clock at 3 as Breeze takes the snap under pressure over the middle, completes it for the first down. Jeremy Shockey with his first catch of the ball game, his 45th of the season. And Sean Payton was telling us that Jeremy's getting more comfortable with what is expected out of him in this offense.
Yeah, a little stunt inside that time by the Bears. Adewale Ogunleye coming on a loop back to the inside, just didn't quite get there. The Saints pick it up, and Shockey with a big play.
Gain of 11 on 3rd and 5. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Opening drive of the 3rd. The play fake for Breeze. Oh, he's got more open deep. He throws it down to Miller instead. And Miller takes it inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Lance Briggs on the tackle.
Drew Brees that time did a number on Lance Briggs. He fell back underneath. The bootleg pass has it covered perfectly against Billy Miller. And Drew Brees with a little pump fake back to the inside of Lance Briggs got him to freeze and then throw it to the outside to Billy Miller. That was all Drew Brees that time.
Chris, it looked like he had Lance Moore going down the right sideline deep. So 1st and 10 for New Orleans from the 19 of Chicago. Breeze again with the pump fake, sidearms it and batted away. Matt Toina knocked the pass away. 10:26 to go in the 3rd. Bears by 14. Let's check in with Adam Schefter.
All right, Bob, I walked back onto the field with the Bears coach, Lovie Smith, asked him about Matt Forte. He said there will be no limitations on Matt Forte in the second half, and that x-rays on his toe were negative.
That's good news for the Bears and Matt Forte. Huge part of their offense. New Orleans needs points. Reggie Bush trying to juke, and nothing. Urlacher stuck his pads right in his chest and drove him back. Tillman also helped in the run support.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to have to start game planning a little bit with Reggie Bush. You know, I think he's effective when he's outside, when he's in space, but not on this field. You know, Reggie's a bounce it out kind of guy. He's not a cut back, one cut, take it up the field, and that's what you have to do on this field. And right now, as I watch the game, Pierre Thomas doing a much better job of that than is Reggie Bush.
And now New Orleans faces a 3rd and long. They've had several 3rd down attempts of long yardage. This is a 3rd and 10. Breeze has to call a timeout with the play clock at 1.
Timeout. New Orleans their first.
So with 9:36 to go in the 3rd quarter, costly timeout having to be taken by New Orleans. You know, Sean Payton was telling us, I've got to really manage myself in calling this football game because he feels in the last 2 trips here to Chicago there was too much passing. If you remember the NFC Championship game, they got back in that game in the 3rd quarter and were running it well with Deuce McAllister and Reggie Bush in a combo. They got to the +32 and they started passing it, settled for a long field goal, and the game fell apart from there.
Yeah, and some short fields because of turnovers. And, you know, it's really hard for an offensive-minded coach. I mean, you have this great offensive team, ranked #1 in the NFL, #1 passing team, all those things going for you. And yet when you come back in here, you're forced to play, as Warren Sapp likes to call it, buck ball. You know, one of those things where they end up having to play a different style. You have to run the football and be more conservative.
And all that juking, and Reggie Bush got an earful from Sean Payton. Go.
I agree with him.
Especially when you get to the outside where this field is even slicker. So it's a 3rd and 10. This will be the 4th 3rd down attempt for New Orleans of 10 or more yards. Breeze with plenty of time. Breeze, Pierre Thomas reaching for the marker, and they're going to spot him just short at the 10. Corey Graham closed late.
That's an interesting spot there.
Can challenge a spot.
Where was he when he went out of bounds and did that ball go across the line?
Tell you what, Chris, we're going to take a look right here. We'll get a good look. He's not out. That's a 1st down. His foot was in bounds as he reached out. And you can challenge a spot.
Sure
and
can.
Sean Payton, I think, is going to challenge again. He's already won 1 challenge. And he's going to challenge the spot. And that's a good challenge because Thomas's foot was in bounds. And as he extends the ball while he's going out of bounds, it looked like he had reached the marker.
Sean Payton, a very diplomatic toss of that flag. You know, he's fairly calm and relaxed about it. I think he feels good about this one.
Some coaches just flip it. Others will walk it. Some lose their minds and just fire it.
The ruling on the field was the runner was down short of the line to gain, being challenged by New Orleans.
And this is the difference between maybe sending out the field goal unit or keeping a drive alive. Pierre Thomas turning the corner, reaching right there. Looks like he got it.
And it appears this negotiation's at an impasse because we're not budging. And we got all day.
Actually, we'd have to pay a fee to change our flight.
Well, now, perhaps you would consider...
Agreed.
With the 5%...
No problem.
And controlling interest in...
Done.
Desperate to avoid change fees? At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge change fees. There may be a difference in fare, but unlike other airlines, we don't penalize you for changing plans. Southwest, low fares, no hidden fees.
I had the worst stay ever.
That's nice.
Mind if I vent for a while?
Mine? I prefer it.
First, I get to work, and the elevator's broken, so I have to ride as my last push. Alice totally pulls rank on the
That's vent.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about venting. What are you talking about?
The vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
So should I start venting without you?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I tried to do handstands for you. I tried to do headstands for you. Every time I fell on you, yeah. Every time I fell for you. For you.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Frost-brewed Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Spectacular evening as you close in on Christmas here in Chicago. Sean Payton challenging the spot on the Pierre Thomas catch and run. He was spotted out at the 10. Take a look at it again right here, Chris. He's still in bounds and he reaches out with the ball. The yard to gain was the 9-yard line.
Well, it's where the ball crosses the sideline. That's the spot. Now, did he pick up the first down? That's debatable because it was right about on the mark. But I think without question, it's considerably closer than where they have the ball marked right now. I think they're at least a yard off with this mark. Whether it was actually a first down, right there is where it crosses the out of bounds line. That's when it's out of bounds.
Yeah. And here's Mike Carey with the call. Worst case scenario, it should be 4th and inches if he doesn't have the first down.
After review, we'll respot the ball and measure to see if it's a first down.
Where?
Well, it's
Where
definitely not the 10-yard line because he did reach out in front of him.
No, there's no doubt that it was a bad spot. But now this is almost impossible. You know, you hate to see sort of a guess, but really for Mike Carey, this is at best sort of an approximation. Oh boy.
So they're going to now measure. They've respotted the ball. That's where they say the ball crossed the sideline as Thomas was going out of bounds.
And the official chains were on the other side of the field, so that is not official as you look there.
Short. Inches short. You going for it here, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no question about it in my mind. Where does this ball cross the out of bounds line as he goes out? Kind of hard to tell from that.
So New Orleans is charged with the timeout. But didn't they in effect win the challenge because the ball was moved to a better spot?
Yes, they did. But unless it becomes a first down, you get charged with a timeout. It was effectively you didn't win the challenge because you didn't get the first down.
A couple of chain links in a must situation. New Orleans now with only one timeout left here in the second half.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, New Orleans against Tampa went to some tricky stuff. Tried to go outside, tried to reverse to pick up a short yardage. Then last week they went to the fullback Mike Carney and picked it up. Interesting to see if they come back to what they were successful with a week ago. They'll be pressuring that A-gap now. You'll see Briggs and Urlacher right up there next to the center, exploding into this backfield.
I mentioned that they're only one timeout left. Now they're out of challenges as well. Do you just have Breeze pick a side and go? You need 2 inches.
Depends on how you feel about running at Brian Urlacher.
4th and inches for New Orleans. Breeze keeps it, and it looks like Breeze has it. It's close. But as the head linesman comes in where he has it spotted, it's a first down.
Good job that time by Carl Nix, the rookie guard. He got hold of Lance Briggs, I think it was, and just blew him straight back.
You know, Chris, really, as we take a look at Drew Brees.
There you go.
Picking the spot.
Look at that for the young guy. They really like him. They say as a physical specimen, 350 pounds, he is something special.
So 1st and goal for New Orleans. Brees. Intercepted! Breeze picked off for the 2nd time. Huge play here in the 3rd.
And he had Robert Beacham wide open. I don't know what Drew Brees was doing.
Tried to throw it back to his tight end. Instead, he throws it to a Goulet.
Navigation system activated. Oh, look. He went to Jared.
Excuse me?
What's in the bag, Dave?
A diamond necklace?
May I see it?
Can I just get directions, please?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Jared presents the Levion collection, featuring Levion chocolate diamonds and chocolate South Sea pearls.
Now can we go?
Oh, Dave, shouldn't have.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
What if you could give your family just what they want this holiday for one low price? Introducing Sprint Family Plans. You'll get unlimited nationwide text, video, picture messaging, and more, and save at least $240 a year over comparable AT&T and Verizon plans. What better way to bring the family together? Join the Now Network, America's largest, most dependable 3G network. Come to a Sprint store and find out how much you can save.
This Tuesday, the legend continues.
Here we go again.
Roger Ebert calls it the best in the Mummy series.
You guys are like mummy magnets!
Own the 2-disc deluxe edition DVD for a limited time only. The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Own it this Tuesday.
You got this at Walmart? No way. Way.
That's all you paid? No way. Way.
With unbeatable prices on Sony, Sharp, Samsung, and Vizio. Christmas costs less at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
One great taste, two ways to love it with the new KFC 2 Originals meal. 5 pieces of original recipe chicken and 4 new original recipe boneless strips, all freshly prepared with our famous 11 herbs and spices, plus 2 sides and 4 biscuits, just $14.99.
Did Billy Miller miss an assignment? Was he supposed to stay in and block Adewale Ogunleye? Drew Brees picked off in goal-to-goal territory. Second interception, and now the Bears take over. Matt Forte takes it up to the 20. Scott Fujita on the tackle. All right, a lot of confusion, Chris, on that last play by New Orleans in a big spot.
Yeah, Billy Miller got an earful on the sideline from Sean Payton, and he's right here. I think he was supposed to stay on Adewale Ogunleye in this one. Instead, he tried to sneak out late and catch a pass, and all he did was run underneath the other tight end, Buck Ortega. But really, the mistake came from the part of Drew Brees, because he missed a wide open receiver down the field in Robert Meacham.
2nd and 6 for Orton. Completes it to the 25-yard line to Greg Olsen. It's about a yard short of the first down. Chris, a double whammy.
Yeah, once again, you're going to see that clearly Robert Meacham at the top of your screen was going to be wide open. And without question, that's the first look for Drew Brees. He tried to get cute on the play, come back underneath, and it cost him.
Billy Miller explaining his case. You know, after that replay we showed you, Sean Payton then grabbed Miller and Brees to find out what the call is. Forte goes airborne and converts the 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm sure that Sean Payton was probably saying, did you call it solid? In other words, did you say to the tight end, Billy Miller, to stay in and block, or did you not say that whatever their keyword is for staying in and block? A lot of times it's solid.
And as Drew Brees was looking over those pictures, he had to be just killing himself when he looks at the snapshot of Meacham open in the right corner of the end zone. Forte motions out of the backfield on a 1st and 10. Orton to Forte. Got a first down up to the 40. Bobby McCrary on the tackle.
And Randall Gay in coverage simply slipped and fell down. These Saints are having all kinds of problems once they get outside the numbers. Remember, they resodded between the numbers, but outside, just the simplest of routes are causing all kinds of problems for the secondary of the Saints.
And that catch by Forte sets a Bear rookie receiving record. 57 catches. Passing Mike Ditka's mark. Olsen fighting for yardage, and getting forward progress right near midfield after Roman Harper turned it back. Boy, you know what, Chris? There's 5:45 to go. The Saints have turned it over twice in plus territory, including down in a goal-to-goal situation. They better get back some intensity right here, because their season is going out the window.
Well, it's almost like I want to say I've seen this act before. You know, this is kind of a replay of the last couple of years when the Saints have come up here at the end of the season to play the Chicago Bears. They turn it over, they make mistakes, they don't look like themselves, and they get beat.
Forte gets about a yard, and that's it. Scott Shanley on the tackle. Well, when Brees throws 2 or more interceptions, 1 and 12 are the New Orleans Saints.
You know, they came out on that drive. I thought they established a bit of a run with Pierre Thomas running the football down the field on early downs, and then they got down towards the goal line and reverted to form and started throwing the football.
Saints with 20 snaps in Bears territory and only 7 points. And remember, they got a turnover at the Bears 1 for their only touchdown. Orton on the play fake got hit as he threw it by Will Smith, and that one falls incomplete.
Sure was. And remember the news, it looks like Will Smith will be able to complete the season now because of the appeals will be extended, I suppose. Will Smith watched the move back inside, and boy, he just took John St. Clair, who's playing because Chris Williams, the draft pick, had back surgery when he came in, and I know that was a major disappointment around here. But for that one, Will Smith just too much for John St. Clair.
Bears 3 of 7 on third downs. This is only their second third down attempt of 9 or more yards, so they've kept them in manageable distance, and they still haven't had tremendous success converting. Failed on a 3rd and 14. This is a 3rd and 9. Orton with plenty of time, middle of the field, off the hands of Rasheed Davis, and Josh Bullocks has a much-needed turnover. Bullocks into Bear territory before he's tackled by Desmond Clark.
Boy, Rasheed Davis just keeps dropping the ball, and that's a big one.
First pick of the year for Josh Bullocks, and oh, do the Saints need that one. Trying to get back in this one.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Wake up, people!
Diet Pepsi Max. Maximum taste, maximum energy, 0 calories.
Stop it!
The new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis can go from 0 to 60 faster than a Porsche Boxster. Perhaps even more impressive is how fast it goes from 70 to 0, in case things get a little too exciting. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
I had a lady come in. She was looking for a Hanukkah present for her daughter. Then I had a really great idea. You could give her a different accessory on each night of Hanukkah. So we found some really cute headphones that match the iPod, a case. You know, finally by the last day of Hanukkah, when she gave her the iPod, she was dancing and she was so excited, like, I got an iPod! Both came back into the store, and the daughter comes up to me and she goes, "You're the one that made me wait a whole week to get my iPod, aren't you?" Guilty.
Rediscover the greatest games in NFL history from 1994, Emmett's gutsiest game.
Touchdown, Emmitt Smith.
NFL Classics, Cowboys, Giants. Tomorrow at 9, exclusively on NFL Network.
Well, for Rasheed Davis, he now has 7 drops on the season and 4 in the last 3 games, and that one just got the Saints back in the ballgame.
1st and 10 at the Bears 45. Pierre Thomas hit by Anthony Adams after a gain of a couple. New Orleans converted the Chicago fumble back in the first half to their only 7 points when Orton and Olin Kreutz could not execute the center to quarterback exchange from their own 1-yard line. Pierre Thomas scored on a 2-yard touchdown pass.
But Sean Payton now comes back to what they did to start that last drive. Come back to Pierre Thomas, pounding the football. He's sort of a Deuce McAllister kind of back. He's built for this field.
Play handoff. Thomas with some room. Thomas a first down. There goes Pierre Thomas. And he gets in for the touchdown. 42 yards. And New Orleans right back in it. The longest run of Thomas's career, and it goes for 7. And they convert the turnover into 6.
Well, Devery Henderson on the outside got 1 block. Marcus Colston on the other side got another block. Usually when you see long touchdown runs, those wide receivers are making plays. But maybe, just maybe, the Saints have finally settled on a formula that works.
Bakalak to hold for the Hartley extra point. And Hartley knocks it through. So a huge turn of events. Rasheed Davis dropping the pass that went into the hands of Josh Bullocks, and then Pierre Thomas, the Chicago native, with a 42-yard touchdown run.
If you look at the last 6 months, I think you'll agree that the production growth opportunity that we have for us with What is that?
That's the money you could be saving with Geico.
Tell me.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Taco Bell's new fully loaded nachos. With more seasoned beef and nacho cheese sauce, it has way more toppings than chips. So they're loaded to the last chip.
I've been looking over your green proposal.
Great.
It's fine, just fine. I'm sure it'll make people feel real good about the company. You should go over big with the tree huggers, too. See, the folks that I report to, they don't eat granola. So let me ask you, why would I sign this?
This plan could cut our energy costs by 40%.
40%.
And we spent $18 million on energy last year.
What do I sign?
Just sign it.
National Car Rental? That's my choice. Because with National, I roll past the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Choosing your own car? Now that's a good call.
Go National. Go like a pro.
The guys break down the game each week before Thursday Night Football. Total access on location, presented by Sears, only on NFL Network.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fullback Mike Carney gets the block on Brian Urlacher that really set this one free. Slant inside by the defensive lineman, and that one just popped wide open. Good blocking down the field by the receivers.
Yeah, Colston picked off Kevin Payne, the safety, and Pierre Thomas, 2 weeks in a row now, a receiving and rushing touchdown. He's got 82 yards. That one a 42-yard run. Here's Danielle Manning, who's had a huge night on the return game, but this time dragged down at about the 33-yard line. Well, the score set up by Josh Bullocks, and the interception. Rasheed Davis couldn't hold it, and that set up the Saints.
Inside voices, please.
How can you explain the Johnsons' success?
The Johnsons had a game plan. They knew the Motorola lineup, what phone works for what person, and they bought all over us right down here.
What about Mrs. Johnson?
I like the way you raised your hand. Patty Johnson came ready to play, but now I'm ready to play too. I know that Motorola has camera phones, prepaid phones, and I am going to crush her.
Mom, can I go to the movies with Debbie this week?
I'm not going to field that question.
You got to have a game plan.
This changes everything.
This season, find the best selection of Motorola phones at unbeatable Walmart prices.
And I can smell victory.
I faced one of the toughest challenges of my life right here. I couldn't swim, but I can still hear my drill instructor today. Don't quit. So I jumped in, apprehensive and scared out of my mind. But I came up a Marine.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey guys, they were out of Snickers.
No!
But I got these Snickers dark bars with dark chocolate instead.
Yay!
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by the Motorola Rocker E8. One touch from talk to music.
Yeah, there isn't a prettier city this time of year than Chicago as we welcome you back to Soldier Field. Both takeaways by the Saints have resulted in touchdowns, whereas the Bears have not cashed in. 1st and 10 for Chicago. They lead by 7. Late stages of the third. Forte in a one-back set. Orton will throw instead. Forte in the flat, knocked away nicely by Scott Shanley.
You know, and the New Orleans Saints, because of all the injuries they've had in the secondary, I mean, you just take a look at this. Mike McKenzie, Aaron Glenn, Tracy Porter, Kevin Casefaharn, the safety. So many guys out that they really have no choice because Devin Hester's on the field. They're playing a very soft umbrella type of coverage. 4 guys back to try and help against Devin Hester. So the Chicago Bears should be able to run the football against this.
Forte, 7 carries for 16 yards. On a 2nd and 10, Forte hit by Vilma and dropped at the 35-yard line after a gain of 2.
Well, that time the Saints guessed right. You're going to see the safety, Josh Bullock, come down here, and instead of a 7-man front this time, they end up with an 8-man front and do a nice job stopping the run. It's always a bit of a chess match back and forth. Can you guess right on defense? Can you figure out are they going to run or pass and get that extra guy down in the box?
3rd and 8 for Chicago. 1 for 2 between 5 and 8 yards so far in the game.
Good job by Orton. He saw the blitz coming, and now the Saints have to check out of it.
Orton checks down. Olsen stops short of the markers. Good pursuit to the football by the Saints defense. Jason David got the first hit. And Chicago goes 3 and out.
Well, that time Josh Bullock came down into the box in a blitz formation. Kyle Orton checked out of it. Unfortunately, what he did to himself, instead of getting man coverage on the outside, the Saints checked into his zone, and that little check down didn't work at all. He would have been better off letting the blitz come and having man coverage with a chance to pick up the first down.
Reggie Bush, who injured his left knee in the first half, back to receive this punt. Maynard, short punt. But he gets a favorable roll to the 25-yard line. 36-yard punt, no return. Well, check out NFL.com. Fantasy football season. It's over. No, you can sign up starting tomorrow for NFL.com's playoff challenge. You can win a trip to Super Bowl 44 only at NFL.com/fantasy/playoff challenge.
For Sean Payton, it's always a difficult thing. Do you rely on your quarterback, who is an MVP candidate? He's thrown for over 4,100 yards, has just been sensational. And yet in this game, the right strategy may well be to hand Pierre Thomas the football, especially on early downs, to keep the Bears out of some of those blitzes and some of that coverage.
Thomas, 14 carries for 82 yards. Miller in motion. There's your answer. Breeze is going to throw it.
I don't like it.
Sails it over the head of Carney. Agoulier with pressure.
Well, and I know what they're thinking, because the Bears that time, they adjusted what they were doing too. Mike Brown, the safety, was down on the end of the line of scrimmage. Clearly man coverage. Anytime you see a guy go in motion across the formation and one of the defensive backs run with them, that's man coverage. They thought maybe they could sneak one in, but it didn't work.
1:44 to go in the 3rd. 2nd and 10. Thomas in a one-back set. Thomas turns the corner. Tumbles up for a couple, and that's it. Call it 2 on the play. Roach and Agoulier on the tackle.
Well, now you're in a tough spot, because the Chicago Bears can dial up whatever they want now. You're talking about 3rd and 8. This is a dream scenario for a defensive coordinator. And the Bears, as is their history, now is when they bring something exotic in the blitz package.
Reeves has been sharp on 3rd downs this year. Between 5 and 8 yards tonight, New Orleans is 1 for 2. 4 of 12 overall. 1 for 2 in this range. Orton with plenty of time. Miller's got it. First down. Got hit by Brown, but he's got the first down, and a first down for the Saints.
Well, once again, on a 3rd down situation, the Bears come up in a blitz look and then fall out of it. They really have not come after Drew Brees very much. You see Urlacher, you see Briggs in there in the A gap, and then they're just going to simply run out of it. Now it's just a zone route back across the Billy Miller, and they pick it up.
That's twice on 3rd down now. On a 3rd and 5, they hit Shockey for 11, and on 3rd and 8 they get Miller for 12.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm not dialing up a little more pressure. Breeze has success against the blitz, but his protection hasn't been that good.
Breeze to the outside. Colston makes the catch and then steps out. Tillman on the coverage. Picks up about almost 9 on the play. It's been a crazy 3rd quarter. Bears lead is 7. Breeze turning it over in a goal-to-goal situation. Rasheed Davis have the ball go through his hands, picked up by Bullocks, and Pierre Thomas with a long touchdown run. A playoff positioning on the line for 2 7-6 teams. 15 minutes left to decide it.
A Verizon phone. Thanks, honey.
There's more.
Oh, no way, a digital camera.
There's more.
A music player.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, a GPS with turn-by-turn directions?
There's more.
Verizon Wireless has the gifts that give more, like the LG Dare, chocolate 3, and now get the NV2 for $79.99. Verizon Wireless.
Each night after Thursday Night Football, the guys recap the game live from the stadium. The Home Depot postgame show, following the game on NFL Network.
Is the new fuel-injected Yamaha Rhino 700 the world's most reliable workhorse? Or the ultimate off-road explorer? Yes. The Yamaha Rhino 700 Fi. No matter how you slice it, it's the ultimate side-by-side. For a limited time, get up to $300 customer cash and low financing on a new Rhino.
If football is shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch it on a Sony? The Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
Now through December 13th, save $500 when you buy a qualifying 40 or 46-inch diagonal Sony Bravia HD TV, select Sony Blu-ray disc player, and matching Sony component home theater system together. Learn more at sony.com/HDNA.
Huge NFC playoff implications for the Bears and Saints. Chicago 1 game behind Minnesota in the race for the NFC North. The Saints trying to keep their wild card hopes alive. As we welcome you back to Chicago. 4th quarter getting set to start. Weather has remained fairly constant throughout the course of the evening. We've had no precipitation. Fans have been bundled up. New Orleans with the football, and on a 2nd and 1, Carney takes the carry and has a first down for the Saints.
And you just have to wonder if the Chicago Bears defense might be wearing down a little bit right now. They have been on the field for almost 27 minutes, and they still have the 4th quarter here to play. Ball control by the New Orleans Saints has been what has turned this thing around in the 2nd half.
58 offensive plays for New Orleans, 39 for Chicago, and 2 turnovers in plus territory have been a key. There's Bob Babich, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, trying to figure out how to slow down New Orleans. Play clock at 1. On a 1st and 10, Breeze to throw. Checks down, has Colston. Colston picks up 9 on the play before he's tackled by Urlacher.
It's so much fun to watch great players go at it in the National Football League. That time, Drew Brees called a quick audible. Brian Urlacher tried to call an audible on the other side. The Bears simply didn't get out of their blitz quite soon enough, and Breeze was able to take advantage, hit the check down against the zone, and has another 2nd and short. They have not tried to go deep so far in this game. I wonder if Devery Henderson's about due.
Henderson comes in motion. They give it to Thomas. Thomas has a first down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Interesting. They had 2 2nd and 1s, and they ran it both times. You know, for a riverboat gambler kind of a guy like Sean Payton, that's the perfect scenario to try and dial one up deep. But I think he knows he has the Chicago Bears defense a bit on their heels right now, and he wants to keep them on the field.
25 runs to 35 passes for New Orleans tonight. Thomas 16 carries, 87 yards. Saints averaging 4.8 yards a carry. First and 10 for Breeze. To the sideline, Moore with a nifty catch, and he rolls out of bounds at the 29.
And they are going to have their third straight 2nd and 1 situation. And this is a dangerous play for a defense. You know, it really is, because you always have the option now of trying something down the field, and if it doesn't work, then you can come back and try and pick it up.
There's Reggie Bush not involved here in the offense. They're going to run it to Pierre Thomas, and Pierre Thomas is going to twist ahead for a first down. And just continue to move the chains here in the early stages of the 4th quarter. New Orleans trailing Chicago 21-14. Trailed by 14 at the half.
You know, Pierre Thomas now has really put together some great weeks here in a row. 428 yards from scrimmage in the last 4 games. That's 4th best in the National Football League, and he's rapidly closing in on 100 again. Has 88 yards right now.
First and 10. Breeze with the pump fake, looks middle. He's got Thomas inside the 15, and another first down for New Orleans.
Brian Urlacher that time in the classic Tampa 2 look is going to turn and run back out of there to try and fit the hole down the middle and take that pass away. Thomas just turns around. Urlacher's got his back to him, running the opposite direction.
All this, though, Chris, set up because the Saints have run the ball effectively.
No question.
Staying out of 3rd and longs, manageable down and distance. Thomas in motion. Breeze checks down to Miller. Miller gets cut down by Corey Graham. It's a gain of about a yard.
Well, Drew Brees, I think, went to his 4th option on that one. He started on the left side, worked his way all the way back to the right side, and finally his last option was Billy Miller, and he just dumped it off to him. Watch Brees. 1, 2, 3, none of it. Dump it off to Miller, give him a chance.
Lovie Smith talked about that yesterday with us. He said this guy will go to his 4th read. You don't see many quarterbacks go to their 4th read and stay calm in doing it. Pierre Thomas hit by Tommy Harris.
Not today. You know, Tommy Harris, it's good to see him playing football again. I think back to the Bears Super Bowl year, and what an awesome defensive line they had with Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson and all those guys in there. They kept their linebackers, Urlacher and Briggs, protected inside. And now he's just coming back into form. We've seen it for the last month. He's starting to play like Tommy Harris again.
Bears are, the Saints are 2 for 3 on 3rd downs between 5 and 8 yards. They hit their last 3rd and 8 on the pass to Miller. Breeze timing off as Moore made the catch, and the Bears close fast. Charles Tillman had it read.
It's the first time we've seen the Bears come with an all-out blitz. Watch, everybody's going to come on this one. Breeze has no choice but to throw the hot read to the outside. And really, if he had been able to zip that one in a little bit better, or if Marcus Colston had a little better block, they had a chance. They had the lineman coming out there, but because the ball floated, the Bears were able to recover.
All right, Garrett Hartley to try a 30-yard field goal, signed on November the 29th. 11 for 11 this season. Snap is good. Hartley's kick, and make it 12 for 12. So the Saints inch closer on the 30-yard field goal. It's now a 4-point Bears lead.
Test number 4387. Colts wide receiver Reggie Wayne, Reebok Hex Ride shoes.
We're ready for you, Reggie.
This holiday season, the Home Depot would like to give you a little present.
Right now at the Home Depot, you can get a Ryobi One Plus cordless tool free, up to an $89 value when you buy any Ryobi 18-volt combo kit. Over 30 free tools to choose from. The Home Depot is making the holidays more affordable than ever, with powerful gift ideas and new lower prices throughout the store. Hurry in for the money-saving gift of home improvement, now at the Home Depot.
The Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event is here, where the price on the tag is the price you pay. Where we've not only lowered our prices, we're offering big cash back on our best lineup ever. It's our gift to you this holiday season. During the Red Tag event, get a 2009 GMC Sierra for $17,923 and get the best coverage in America. See your local Buick Pontiac GMC dealer.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Reebok, the authentic outfitter of the NFL. The Home Depot, official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
Two 7-6 teams battling for playoff position on a cold night in Chicago as we welcome you back to Soldier Field. The Bears with a 21-17 lead over the New Orleans Saints. Garrett Hartley has just knocked through a 30-yard field goal. He kicks off. Sets forth with a knuckleball. Taken by the third-string tight end Kellen Davis in good field position for the Bears. And Kyle Orton from the 41.
The heartburn-stopping strength of Zantac also comes with a refreshing cool mint sensation for strong, lasting relief. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
Nothing transforms any room of the house quite like a fathead. Yeah! Bigger gifts are better gifts. Go to fathead.com now and get a gift that will make their holiday.
At their basic price, the phone company gives you unlimited calls locally. At $24.99, Vonage gives you unlimited calls nationally. All of Canada and Puerto Rico, plus free calls to 5 countries in Europe, and pennies a minute around the globe, including Mexico. Vonage works by connecting your high-speed internet with your phone. Get more of the world, just $24.99 a month. Call 877-4VONAGE and get your first month free.
Here I am on E-Trade about to buy my first stock online.
What are you waiting for?
Pull the trigger, Mr. Chang.
Daddy! Daddy! Daddy!
Get all the help you need, online, by phone, in person. There are 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
Let's go!
On the next episode of Thursday Night Football, Peyton Manning leads the Colts south to take on the Jaguars. When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday Night Football. Colts Jaguars, next Thursday night at 8.
Back in Chicago for Thursday Night Football on NFL Network. Live Thursday Night Football continues. An AFC South showdown between the Colts and Jaguars. Don't miss Thursday Night Football live next Thursday, 8 Eastern on NFL Network. Good job by Peyton Manning and the Colts to battle back this season. Orton on a first down will throw. Desmond Clark with the catch. Shanley on the coverage. Week 15 of the NFL season kicking off tonight with a huge game. Chris, some other big games as far as division races and wild cards.
Boy, all of them look big to me, but I think a couple of them really stick out. These two right here ought to be absolutely intense battles this weekend as those two rivals go at it.
Forte on second down gets about 2. You know, even the Jets, Bills, even though the Bills are fading, Jets are coming off 2 losses, including the one at home against Denver and then losing last week at San Francisco. Suddenly Miami's in play in the AFC East. New England's still right there. They play in Oakland.
Well, how about the Dolphins? If the Dolphins win out after going 1-15 a season ago, if they win out, they would win that division over the Jets and Brett Favre and the New England Patriots, Who would have ever figured that?
Because winning out would mean beating the Jets in the final game of the regular season at Giant Stadium. Adrian Peterson is checked in at running back on a 3rd and 4 for Chicago. Orton looking for Peterson on the wheel route, can't get him. Shanley had enough coverage to make it a tough throw.
Nice read that time by Scott Shanley. He's in man coverage all over the field against Adrian Peterson. He's going to be running down the field. This is an uncomfortable position right there for any linebacker on a running back, but he made the play. And again, the Saints defense is shutting down the Bears. They haven't been able to run the football at all, and their passing game has failed when they needed it.
Bears have run 42 offensive plays. Lance Moore back deep to receive the Brad Maynard punt. Maynard's knocked 32 out inside the 20. Oh, it's a fake. But the Saints have it covered. He throws middle of the field, and Peterson makes the catch. No, and dropped it. It's picked up by New Orleans, but it's going to be ruled incomplete by the back judge.
First down.
Lee Torrance picked it up. Brad Maynard's run a bunch of fakes in his career, and Peterson couldn't hold it.
And Lance Moore, the wide receiver, made the hit.
Was it incomplete?
One great taste, 2 ways to love it with the new KFC 2 Originals meal. 5 pieces of original recipe chicken and 4 new original recipe boneless strips, all freshly prepared with our famous 11 herbs and spices, plus 2 sides and 4 biscuits, just $14.99.
Connect to everything you love in life in a bold new way. Introducing BlackBerry Bold. As beautiful as it is powerful.
When the moment is right, Cialis gives men with erectile dysfunction options so they can be ready. 36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Cialis for daily use is a clinically proven low-dose tablet for ED you take every day so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Or there's the option of 36-hour Cialis. So relax. Either way, you can be ready with Cialis.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you, so when the moment is right, you can be ready.
All right, Mike Carey waiting for the Bears to challenge the ruling on the field, incomplete on the fake punt thrown by Brad Maynard to Adrian Peterson. Chris, did he have control all the way through to the ground?
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass being challenged by Chicago.
Boy, here's the rule now. He has to make the catch, get 2 feet down before this hit happens, or he's considered going to the ground. And we all know by now that you have to maintain possession all the way through the end of the catch, all the way through going to the ground. I don't think that second foot was down before he took the hit.
Okay, 1 foot's down, he takes the hit, the other foot's not down.
Now he's going to the ground on his own, and he has to maintain possession all the way through the ground. I believe it's going to be Saints football.
What a gamble by Lovie Smith.
If that second foot had hit the ground and he would have been able to stand up in that situation on his own, then it would have been Bears football. But because he never had a completed catch is the catch, control, both feet down, but that didn't happen on that play.
Maynard played a little quarterback when he was in high school. For his career, 4 of 6 on pass attempts for Brad Maynard, including a couple of touchdowns. And he waited for Adrian Peterson to clear. Again, the one angle that we showed, he did not get the second foot down when Lance Moore hit him.
And how about the play by Lance Moore, a wide receiver who is a substitute back returning kicks, coming up and making that hit, and I believe is going to maintain possession for the New Orleans Saints. And I know this is infuriating for fans because they see the catch, they see a foot down, they see the fact that he was lying on the ground, but you have to maintain possession all the way through going to the ground. And when it kicked out at the end, I think that's going to be enough here.
It's no different than on a play on the sideline when a guy gets both feet in and rolls out of bounds. Does he maintain possession of the ball throughout the entire act of the catch? And he was clearly contacted before the second foot was on the ground. So this is a huge decision here by Mike Carrier, who's been busy with replays tonight.
After review, the receiver did not have control when he came to the ground. The ball came loose in the process of making the catch. The ruling on the field is correct. Chicago's charged with a team timeout.
Take a look at it again right here. 1 foot down, second foot's in the air when contact is made by Moore.
Yeah, and that
starts
takes
a whole
him
chain
out
of event.
The key is that because of the hit and because the second foot didn't get down, the hit was part of what sent him to the ground, yes, but now at this point he had to maintain control all the way throughout going to the ground. He clearly did not. Good call on that one by Mike Carey.
So it's a first down for New Orleans in Bears territory, down by 4. Playoff-like game for two 7-6 teams in the NFC. Draw play to Thomas. Fights his way to about the 42-yard line. And picks up about 5 on the play. Thomas now with 94 yards rushing.
And don't forget, this young man was the only back in history to have 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving. That came against the Bears in the season finale last year. He has another shot at this.
19 carries, 94 yards. Bush 5 carries, 30 yards, but he injured his knee back in the first half. 2nd and 5 for Breeze and company. As Thomas in the flat, fighting off Roach and diving near the first down. Good extra effort by Pierre Thomas, as he took the contact from Nick Roach but kept fighting. Lost his shoe.
Yeah, you might want to call a timeout, make sure that kid stays on the field. He's doing it all, not just rushing and receiving, but he's going to get the chip on Alex Brown here before he gets out and still catches the ball.
Remember, they only have 1 timeout remaining, Chris. They lost one on a challenge, and they had to use one earlier because the play clock was dripping down.
You know, and the other part of this that we've sort of lost is the decision on the part of Lovie Smith, as that one comes up a little bit short, to go for the fake punt instead of backing up the New Orleans Saints down inside the 10-yard line with one of the best punters in football at doing that, Brad Maynard. Now the Saints end up with the ball around midfield and a lot of time to work.
All right, well, the measurement at least enabled Pierre Thomas to get his shoe tied and on. It'll be 3rd and inches for New Orleans. This will be their first 3rd and less than 1. They converted a 4th and inches. Carney with it, and he has stood up and stopped. Tommy Harris got the first hit, and he is short. Boy, Chris, on the 4th and inches, they went with Breeze. This time they handed off to the fullback.
The exact same play they tried last week against the Atlanta Falcons. Exact same play. This time the Bears got penetration and were able to take them back. I think they actually may have lost a little bit of yardage, although the spot doesn't look like it.
And Lance Briggs was also at the bottom of that pile. And I agree with you, Chris. I think they lost a little bit here.
Yeah, but I tell you, whoever that was, and I just haven't been able to pick up a number yet, the defensive tackle on that play submarined and drove the Saints offensive line back into the backfield.
Lance Briggs was one of the guys, too, that shot down underneath with Tommy Harris.
Yeah, I think it's Anthony Adams. I'm just not sure. Yeah, it was. It was Anthony Adams. We're able to see another replay of it. It was Anthony Adams. Great play by Anthony.
All right, so New Orleans has a 4th and less than 1. They hit a 4th and inches in the 3rd quarter with Breeze keeping it. Miller in motion. Toss to Thomas.
Wow.
Forget it.
You gotta be kidding me.
Why would you go wide against a team that's good going sideline to sideline?
Wow. That is exactly what they did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They tried it twice against the Bucs. It failed twice, and it failed in a huge spot here.
Nick Roach with a big hit, big stop.
In 1959, two friends in Michigan started a small company called Amway. Today, we help over 3 million people own their own business, have sales of over $7 billion, and operate in 50 different countries. In North America, we're Amway Global. We're a health and beauty leader with more than 450 products and 700 patents. And we're a business that continues to grow. Now you know. To learn more, contact your Amway Global independent business owner.
Guitar Hero World Tour for PlayStation 3 is awesome. It really offers the entire family a chance to, play together. And with the new beginner mode, all you do is strum and puts you back on rhythm so you can really look like the rock star that you are.
Rated T for teen.
You don't need a stadium or lines painted on the grass. All you need is a patch of ground and someone on the other side of it. This is America. This is football. This is why we love the NFL. And only at Bank of America can you get your favorite team logo on your checks, check card, and credit card. Are you an NFL fan? Prove it with NFL banking, only from Bank of America, official bank of the NFL.
Guitar Hero World Tour for PlayStation 3 is awesome. It really offers the entire family a chance to, play together. And with the new beginner mode, all you do is strum and puts you back on rhythm so you can really look like the rock star that you are.
Rated T for teen.
What you missed this week on NFL Game Day Morning.
Can he get them to the playoffs? That's what I want to see.
This ball club here is a team in every sense of the word.
NFL Game Day Morning, Sunday at 9 Eastern, only on NFL Network.
Well, Nick Roach and the Bears defense, and Anthony Adams with 2 huge plays on 3rd and 4th down. 1st and 10 Chicago. From the 43, Orton dropped by Davis.
Oh, and this Bears offense is doing absolutely nothing. Let's go back to the big 4th down play. Couple of guys that Anthony Adams right there, Nick Roach right there, are going to take one to the outside, one to the inside, and for Anthony Adams, back-to-back humongous plays in this game. I think that young man has earned a spot for good there at that nose tackle position. What a game he's having. 2nd straight good game for him.
2nd and 10 for Chicago with 5:25 to go. Crazy sequence as the Bears try to fake punt. Peterson couldn't hold on to it, and then the Saints can't get a 3rd and inches and a 4th and less than 1. Orton intercepted by Scott Fujita. And New Orleans right back in business with 5:17 to go. Second pick by Orton, and the Saints get another life.
Well, here's the difference between Drew Brees and Kyle Orton. When Kyle Orton tries to go to a second look, he gets lost. Orton is going to go to his right and then try to come back left. Vegeta runs right underneath him. He never sees him, not for 1 second. Vegeta just read the eyes of Kyle Orton when he came back across the grain and makes a huge play for the Saints.
Fujita's 2nd pick of the season. Boy, Bullocks and Fujita with some clutch plays for the New Orleans defense. Saints, though, need a touchdown to take the lead. Breeze dropped by Shockey.
Oh, my goodness. They had that one set up big time. Agunlier coming off the edge, and nobody was around Jeremy Shockey. And we have seen some tight ends drop balls that could not be easier.
Last couple of years in New York, that has been a problem. Was a problem for Shockey.
Wow.
2nd and 10 for the Saints. Pierre Thomas gobbled up by Alex Brown. Loss of 3.
Alex Brown said not this time. They tried that same play where Jari Evans is going to pull out and try and kick out Alex Brown, and Alex Brown just simply beat him to the point. Where the Bears defense is coming up with some huge plays along their defensive line at this pivotal point in the game.
This will be the 5th 3rd and long for New Orleans, 9 or more yards. 3rd and 15. They're 1 for 4. Breeze over the middle. Colston has it, first down. Inside the 15 to the 14.
You know, there's so many interesting things that go on during the course of a football game. That time, Alex Brown, who just made the play in the backfield, thought he read screen. He thought Pierre Thomas was going to come out on a screen, and he went with him. So consequently, the pressure didn't get there. Double post pattern. Beautiful throw that time on the part of Drew Brees.
I mean, Payne had pretty good coverage. That was a perfect throw. Pierre Thomas dragged down from behind by Danielle Manning, and then Mark Anderson cleaned it up. So now the clock a factor here with 3:42 to go, and New Orleans trying to take the lead.
Yeah, it's an interesting point in the game, and you brought up the fact the Saints with only 1 timeout. So as they casually go about their business, because they'd love to score and give the Bears no time whatsoever, but if they don't pick up a first down and if they don't score here, they can't stop the clock to try to get it back.
Saints have never led. Breeze to the end zone over the head of Shockey, incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for Drew Brees in New Orleans with 3:10 to go.
Well, that time Brian Urlacher right here is going to come back in the Tampa 2, and he ran underneath Jeremy Shockey. Drew Brees knew he had to throw it absolutely perfectly to make sure it didn't get picked off, but that was Urlacher making that play.
Between 5 and 8 yards, New Orleans 2 for 4. This is a 3rd and 7. They split Pierre Thomas to the top of your screen. Breeze back. Breeze to the end zone. Touchdown, Marcus Colston. And with 3:05 to go, New Orleans has their first lead of the night. Battling back from a 21-7 halftime deficit.
All Drew Brees. All Drew Brees. That time he looked off Urlacher to the left, came back in behind him, and made the play. Watch Urlacher right in the middle of your screen. Brees is going to look left. He's on Shockey. He's going to try and get underneath that, and it leaves the throwing lane underneath Mike Brown for the touchdown.
Critical extra point for Hartley. Snap is good, and he knocks it right down the middle. So New Orleans has converted all 3 Bears turnovers into touchdowns. Marcus Colston with the touchdown catch, and with 3:05 to go in the game, the Saints by 3. For Colston, his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. He's battled through injuries this year after notching 11 touchdown grabs last year.
Boy, what a sequence of events we've just seen here. 3rd down stop of Carney. 4th down questionable call on the pitch. Bears defense comes up big. And for the Chicago Bears, a huge mistake by their young quarterback. Never saw the underneath coverage on that one of Scott Fajita, and it cost them big because Drew Brees looks one way, goes the other, and the New Orleans Saints, who look so dead all day. But don't forget, it has been the Chicago Bears and their lack of offense tonight, to me, that has been the major culprit.
All right, they put Devin Hester back deep to return this kickoff. Daniel Manning is the up man at the 20-yard line. Hartley to kick it off to too dangerous return man. It'll be Manning who just covers it up at the 30. And that was the best of both worlds for New Orleans. No return. Well, don't forget, coming up after the game, stay tuned for the Home Depot post-game show. Big NFC East showdown, Giants and Cowboys. Deion Sanders surprise. We'll have one of the victorious players on our set. Will it be a Bear or a Saint? Right now, the Saints fans loving the fact that their team has outscored Chicago 17-0 here in the second half. Orton pass deflected, incomplete, intended for Clark. Hollis Thomas deflected it.
To me, the major point of this game to not be missed is the fact that Matt Forte has 9 rushes for 20 yards, and you're seeing this very soft coverage back here. The Chicago Bears and the way they run the football should have been able to run it all night. They simply have not gotten it done with the running game, so now they're having to try and force fit some throws in there, and that has been the difference. A surprising stand here by the defense with just 7 up there for the Saints.
Remember, Forte got hurt on the first carry of the game. This time, Orton finds Hester to midfield. It's a gain of 20.
Well, you're seeing a little bit of the maturation of Devin Hester on that one. He read the zone. He sat it down before he got to Jonathan Vilma, and Orton was able to get it in there.
Bears have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Blitz is on. Orton throws it and knocked away by Hollis Thomas again. Boy, pretty nimble for 335 pounds.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Saints blitz hardly at all tonight, but that time they did, and Kyle Orton got a little nervous. Really, he had time to stand in and make that throw. His guys had it picked up, but when he moved back out of the pocket, things started to break down on him.
Tell you what, I think left guard Josh Beekman got away with a hold on one of the guys blitzing too. Robbie Gould loosening up his long this year, 48 yards. 2nd and 10 for Chicago. Orton back underneath. Forte dropped at the 45-yard line after a gain of 5. Vilma on the tackle with Randall Gay.
We had a chance to talk to Robbie Gould, the kicker on the field before the game, kicking in this direction, and he said he thought his range was about 52 yards in this direction, and that's just about where they are now.
3rd and 5. Orton takes the snap. Orton has Devin Hester with cushion and a first down. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Chicago will have a 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 36-yard line as Kyle Orton trying to shake off a couple picks to rally his team back.
At 6:30 in the morning, I have a cigarette, and then another on my way to work. At 10 on the dot, like clockwork, I have to go out for a smoke. And then I grab another after lunch. For me, smoking is more than just a habit. It's an addiction to nicotine. You know, quitting isn't easy. And when willpower isn't enough, it's time to talk to your doctor.
If you want to quit smoking, there is something you can do. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 to get the information you need to make the most out of your conversation with your doctor. You can also sign up to receive tips on quitting and find out more about a prescription treatment option.
It's 11:35, and it's my time to quit. Hi, Katie. Come on in.
Millions of people have put cigarettes behind them. This year, so could you. Make 2009 your time. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 now.
I'm the life of the party when I walk up in the place. My McNuggets and big boxes put a smile on the face. They started dancing and flipping and moving to the sound. McNuggets made with white meat, chicken, dipping sauces all around. McNuggets, so juicy.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by Viagra, National Car Rental. Go National. Go like a pro.
Back in Chicago, 1st and 10 Bears from the New Orleans 36. Saints by 3. Orton with time. Orton over the middle. He's got Olsen to the 31. Robbie Gould has only attempted 2 field goals of 50 or more yards in his career. Last year, he missed both. His career long is 49 yards. His long this year, 48. Second and 5 for Orton. Orton. Olsen. First down.
Well, now the strategy starts to change a little bit. You're definitely in field goal range at this point. You have timeouts remaining, and now you begin to play for the game winner. For Kyle Orton, though, hang on. Things start getting a little dicey when you get down close to the red zone.
Minute to go. Bears still have 2 timeouts. Orton 3-step drop again. Wow, what a catch by Brandon Lloyd at the 18.
Brandon Lloyd has been known for extraordinary catches in his career, and he came up with one here. I don't think Usama Young could believe that he came up with that catch.
2nd and 4 for Chicago. Orton again to Olsen. Tackled by Gay. And keep the clock moving. And now Chicago will call a timeout with 19 seconds to go. But Chris, it seems like New Orleans, with Orton taking these 3-step drops, just giving up the flat to the tight end.
Well, you know, at this point in the game, you're hoping to hold on and head into overtime, because Robbie Gould, one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, I believe 4th most accurate kicker in the game. And obviously right now he's in his wheelhouse. As a matter of fact, this is the direction that he prefers to kick, going this way, because the wind is blowing a little bit from left to right as he would be looking at the goalpost. He hits a little bit of a draw, so the ball tends to straighten out with that left to right wind. This is absolutely perfect for Robbie Gould.
You're going to measure here as they discuss the spot, and first down. 19 seconds to go. The only problem is when you play that draw, Chris, if you leave it out to the right a little bit with that left to right wind, it may not come back.
Yeah, well, at least that's the one that he likes. So that's what we'll have to go with. And now, how much do you trust Kyle Orton?
Take a shot.
Peyton Manning, I'm throwing in the end zone here. Kyle Orton's had a couple of loose ones this evening.
Remember, this drive, they're going to check the spot. We're under 2 minutes to go in regulation, so this is a booth review, and they're going to check the spot on the Olsen catch. He makes the catch. Looks like he made the catch short of the 15-yard line, Chris.
Yeah, well, what they called there was forward progress. So at what point?
But he never had the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're without question that you're right on that one, and I don't even think he was close to that, because even at the first contact, that wouldn't have been complete forward progress until he was under control.
Yeah, I think the first angle that we showed you is he comes across on that sort of shallow out. Looked like he caught the ball around the 16, and then contact was made. He never, it appeared at least to us, that he never gained the 15-yard line. Take a look at it again right here, the top of your screen. See, he catches the ball. Well, it looks like he catches it.
Yeah, that's not close. I think that's a great pickup by you. That's going to be, I don't know exactly where, but maybe just inside
16,
the 16-yard line, but nowhere close to that first down.
Because, yeah, his feet at one point were at the 15, but he came back to catch the ball short of the marker, and it's where you catch the ball, and then they rule the forward progress from that point. So here's Mike Carey with the ruling on the booth review. He's been busy.
After review, The receiver did not get to the 15-yard line. He's short, so it'll be third down.
That's a good job by the booth to buzz down. Once again, he's at the 15, but look, he makes contact where the ball is when he makes contact. Chris is, I'd say, the 15.5 maybe.
The Bears still with one timeout remaining, so you could take a shot in the end zone here. You could try to convert and pick up the first down and then take a shot in the end zone.
Sean Payton's waving his arms up, holding his arms up, saying get in the passing lane on any of these short passes to his defensive front. So 3rd and 1 from the 16 for Chicago, a drive that started at their own 30. Orton to throw. Orton underneath. Olsen's got the first down, and then he gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line with 12 seconds to go. And that's important that he got out of bounds because, Chris, they didn't have to use the timeout.
Yeah, and that was a good read by Kyle Orton that time. Had the double move on the outside by Brandon Lloyd. He wasn't there, and instead of trying to force that ball, he came down and picked up his first down.
Gold loosening up. What will it be for a tie? Orton to throw. Orton corner the end zone for Olsen, and it's incomplete.
There's a
pretty
lot
close
of contact.
with Jason David, huh?
Sure was, and Kyle Orton 1-1 too. Jason David knew he was in trouble out there against the bigger man.
How's that not interference? Chris, he's got his arm around him at first. He's grabbing his other arm.
I don't know about that one. If I had been standing down on the field, I think I call pass interference on that one.
So now 7 seconds to go. And they're going to try to run another play here, Chris.
It better be quick.
Yeah, I mean,
any kind of a catch and run. If Orton tries to check this thing down and you take any time at all running with the ball, you could run out of clock.
Orton going to get sacked.
Timeout.
And they get the timeout with 2 seconds to go.
The funny thing is, if they had let him run, they would have won the football game. At that point, Kyle Orton stepping up in the pocket, if they didn't get the sack right away, the clock would have run out and the Saints would have won.
But in all honesty, Chris, as a player, and you played in the league.
Absolutely.
That's something that you can't be thinking, right?
You cannot be thinking, and clearly it wasn't a case of Kyle Orton trying to go down because he knew he was in trouble. He got tackled down, and luckily he was able to get up and get the timeout called. That was close. The
2
Bears,
seconds close.
The Bears have had some nightmarish finishes so far this season. You remember the thing in Atlanta where it looked like they won the game at the end of the season or the end of the game and came back, and Atlanta ended up hitting a pass and the game-winning field goal.
Just going to take a look at the play again. David is all over Olsen.
Oh, boy.
But no flag.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a tough call for an official at that point, too. You're basically deciding the football game because you would have put that on the 1.
And, Chris, another big moment here came when Olsen made the catch on the sideline. He got out of bounds, so the Bears did not have to use their last timeout, which they had for this last play. This to tie it from 28 yards to send this game to overtime. Maynard to hold. Snap is good. And gold is golden. We are headed to overtime, tied at 24, as the Chicago Bears drive downfield from their own 30 and get the tying field goal with 2 seconds to go.
All right, this is fun. We get a little bonus football tonight.
Well, with so much on the line tonight, with 2 7-6 teams trying to keep playoff hopes alive, let's face it, for the team that loses this game and gets that 7th loss, I mean, it is a lot of things that would have to happen to get in. So it's almost like a playoff game tonight for both of these teams.
You know, and let's give Kyle Orton a little credit. He has not had the best of nights, a couple of interceptions, and yet with the game on the line, he had to take his team down the field, and he got it done.
Once again, here are the standings. Minnesota at 8-5. If Chicago was to lose this game, Minnesota would clinch the division with a win on Sunday. Let's listen to the coin toss.
To break the tie, there will be one sudden death overtime period. Each team will have 2 team timeouts. Fourth quarter rules will prevail. A replay will be handled by the replay official. If there's no winner after the first period, the game will end in a tie. What is your choice? Tails, he calls. Oh, it hit the ground. Heads it is. Ball. Chicago from the toss, they will receive.
Well, Mike Carey gave the normal rulings and then made sure everyone knew that if it ends in a tie, it's a tie.
The Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event is here, where the price on the tag is the price you pay. Where we've not only lowered our prices, we're offering big cash back on our best lineup ever. It's our gift to you this holiday season. During the Red Tag event, get a 2009 GMC Sierra for $17,923 and get the best coverage in America. See your local Buick Pontiac GMC dealer.
It's all coming down to a kick. A 40-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down, kick on the way. It is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it, folks.
Now, for the first time, you can watch every NFL Network game live on your phone. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
Next week, a special double feature of NFL Network's Thursday night and Saturday night football. They are renowned surgeons. Every time they operate, they work against impossible odds to give their teams a fighting chance.
Touchdown!
QB. Manning's Colts battle the Jags. Romo's Cowboys take on the Ravens. When all you want is football, there's a place that has it all. NFL Network's Thursday night football. Colts, Jaguars, and a special Saturday telecast. Ravens, Cowboys.
Danielle Manning awaiting the kickoff to start overtime. Chicago 0-1 in overtime this year, losing to Tampa. First overtime game for New Orleans. Manning from his own 10. Manning stood up and dropped at the 30-yard line. Well, Kyle Orton had a shaky second half, Chris, but on the last drive, leading his team to the field goal, 8 of 11 for 61 yards.
And I'll tell you who's been making plays tonight is Devin Hester. He got the drive started with a couple of catches, and Kyle Orton just hung in there. This is sort of the way he plays, underneath, ball control, don't turn it over, and the only thing he's done tonight is he has turned it over. But now you have to begin to wonder, can the Bears get a little running game going? Again, the soft shell coverage, do they come back to Forte now and try and pound it a little?
Forte working out of the eye on a 1st and 10. And they give it to Forte. Forte for a hard 6. Roman Harper on the tackle. Well, Matt Forte was injured on the very first carry of the ball game. Injured his right foot, went back to the locker room, had it taped up. He's come back in the ball game. 10 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown. Give it to Forte again. Forte with a nice cut in the hole and dragged down by Will Smith, but he's got a first down to the 43.
And I really like the play calling now by Ron Turner. He had to go out, go no huddle, throw the football at the end of regulation. But now that he has time, he's come back here. Again, the soft coverage, and he's handing the ball off and playing some power football. You have to think the Saints defense getting a little bit tired at this point.
Adrian Peterson checks in at tailback, and he'll take the carry. Takes it up to about the 46. Josh Bullock's on the tackle.
Well, now comes that point in the game where you probably are going to have to put the football back in Kyle Orton's hands. He was tremendous. You've established the run a little bit. Now you might be able to come back with a little play action. Devin Hester has had the hot hand all night long. Look for him.
Also Olsen, 8 catches for 45 yards. 2nd and 7. Orton to throw, tries the out to Hester, but He had Clark and Hester in the area. Cedric Ellis got some push.
It's a little bit strange. Devin Hester came off that time and just sort of body slammed Randall Gay, the corner, and tried to bump him off of it, but it threw off the timing of the pass. Devin Hester is just going to slam him, come back out of it, and for whatever reason, Kyle Orton wasn't quite ready for that one.
Between 5 and 8 yards, the Bears are 2 for 4 on their third downs, 5 of 12 overall. Peterson in the backfield with Orton. Play fake, Orton back to throw, has time, looking deep, Devin Hester downfield, and Hester does not make the catch, but a flag. Roman Harper going to get called for interference. The back judge said you grabbed his hand. Second time that Hester's drawn an interference penalty.
And he's beating double coverage now.
And the spot of a foul, automatic. First down.
What a great route that time by Devin Hester. Double coverage on him, inside, outside. Watch the little inside move. Freezes the safety. Roman Harper goes right by him. And then he does a nice job coming back through Harper to get the pass interference call. Now that wasn't nearly as much contact as the one in the end zone, but it was the right call.
Chris Harper was late in getting his head turned around, or else he could have made a play on the ball. It was a little underthrown. 38-yard penalty. And now Orton's going to call a timeout. 1:57 into overtime. Robbie Gould going through the mental preparations. Hester's been a nightmare tonight for the Saints defense.
What happens when you grant a wish?
Do you like it?
Yes! Savings you'll love at the Sears Gigantic Saturday Sale. Get no payments, no interest for a year on total store-wide purchases as little as $1.99. Even on doorbusters from 7 a.m. to noon. Like 50% off this Craftsman storage unit. And men's jeans just $9.99. Plus this Olympus digital camera just $99.99. Shop Saturday, take a year to pay. Don't just give a gift, grant a wish. Sears.
Inside voices, please.
How can you explain the Johnson's success?
The Johnsons had a game plan. They knew the Motorola lineup, what phone works for what person, and they bought all over us right down here.
What about Mrs. Johnson?
I like the way you raised your hand. Patty Johnson came ready to play, but now I'm ready to play too. I know that Motorola has camera phones, prepaid phones, and I am going to crush her.
Mom, can I go to the movies with Debbie this week?
I'm not going to field that question.
You got to have a game plan.
This changes everything.
This season, find the best selection of Motorola phones at unbeatable Walmart prices.
And I can smell victory.
See, honey, it even has a knob that goes from light to dark.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
Hope it was better than last year's.
Ow! Ooh, Mama!
You okay? Let me see.
This holiday season, give them what they bleed for.
What?
Authentic NFL products. Take advantage of daily specials at NFLshop.com.
Roman Harper still letting the back judge hear it. 38-yard pass interference call against Harper. And now Chicago in field goal range. Peterson remains in at tailback. Orton's just going to get to the middle of the field, take a knee. Move back a couple of yards to the 18-yard line. So this will be about a 35-yard attempt.
And Robbie Gould from 30 to 40 yards is 8 for 8 on the season.
Maynard will hold. Patrick Manley is the long snapper.
Let's see if they decide that they're going to freeze Robbie Gould with the last second timeout.
From 36 to win it in overtime. Snap is good. Gould's kick. Up, timeout, New Orleans.
Taken.
Before the snap, timeout. New Orleans, their first. A 30-second timeout.
And Robbie's laughing at him. He's saying, I can make these all night long. Like Michael Jordan shooting free throws. How many of them do you want me to make?
Robbie Gould back to his net. working on the stroke. Gold in his 4th year out of Penn State. Signed as a free agent from Baltimore in 2005. Has been an excellent kicker for Lovie Smith and the Chicago Bears. He's already hit from 28 yards tonight. Well, how about Orton after the miserable second half? I mean, the long drive from his own 30 to get the game-tying field goal, and then putting his team in position here to win it in overtime.
I have to tell you, though, Devin Hester's been the difference. Devin Hester, single coverage, double coverage. They haven't been able to handle him tonight. And without Devin Hester, the Chicago Bears aren't even close in this.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers are 4 catches for 46 yards.
That does not tell the story.
But he's got 77 yards in penalty yardage that he's drawn. All right, now officially from 35 to win it here in overtime for Robbie Gould. Maynard set. Snap is good. Kick on its way, and the Chicago Bears have defeated the New Orleans Saints 27-24 after surrendering a 21-7 lead. They get a field goal late in regulation and then take the first possession of overtime and drive it downfield for the winning kick. And the Bears are still alive in the playoff race in the NFC as they move to 8-6 on the season and 6-5 in conference play. And although the Saints are not mathematically eliminated, that is loss number 7. They're now 4-6 in the conference, and they need a lot of help.
Anytime a receiver gets behind the secondary, if he comes back through the defender, they will get that call almost every single time. Nice job by Devin Hester, who simply put on a show tonight. The Saints could not handle him.
And then Robbie Gould from 35 yards out knocks it right through. The snap was perfect. The hold was right there. And Gould is now 9 for 9 this year between 30 and 39 yards. Lovie Smith and the Bears get a chance to rejoice. And they keep the pressure on the Minnesota Vikings, who have a 1-game lead in the NFC North. Coming up next on NFL Network, it's the Home Depot postgame show. It includes highlights, analysis, and postgame reaction, the Monster NFC East preview, Deion Sanders surprise, and a whole lot more. The final score in overtime, the Bears 27, the Saints 24. Thanks for watching Thursday Night Football on NFL Network.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the National Football League on NFL Network.
This holiday season, the Home Depot would like to give you a little present. Right now at the Home Depot, you can get a Ryobi One Plus cordless tool free, up to an $89 value when you buy any Ryobi 18-volt combo kit. Over 30 free tools to choose from. The Home Depot is making the holidays more affordable than ever, with powerful gift ideas and new lower prices throughout the store. Hurry in for the money-saving gift of home improvement, now at the Home Depot.
Kick, a 40-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down, kick on the way. Yeah, it is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it, folks.
Now, for the first time, you can watch every NFL Network game live on your phone. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan, only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
At DirecTV, we like to make things easy, and that's the whole idea behind the all-new DirecTV.com. For instance, when you visit our website, you'll find you can update your programming instantly. Want to watch Stars right now? No problem. Can't miss seeing your favorite hockey or basketball team? It's easy to add a sports package in seconds, all with no phone calls and no waiting. Just go online, and with a few quick clicks at our industry-leading website, you're all set. Compliments of DirecTV.
Hello, DirecTV has asked me to offer you an insider's look at many of the films on DirecTV pay-per-view. I'll share my insights about the story, the actors, well, about everything. Here's a look at some of the films I'll be reviewing for you this month.
I'm working on something big.
Yeah, I can fly.
Are you telling me another one of your Bioforce experiments is going haywire?
Indiana Jones.
This is incredible.
Go inside the locker room and behind the scenes. Inside access you can't get anywhere else. It's the home for all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
Welcome to the Home Depot postgame show, the official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
Robbie Gould with a field goal at the end of regulation, and then one to end the game in overtime, and the Pro Bowl kicker for the Chicago Bears wins the game on Thursday Night Football, the must-win game taken by Chicago. Welcome to our post-game program. Look who is here. The fans are all excited here in Chicago because joining us victoriously after the game. Oh, we've got everybody. Lance Briggs and Devin Hester. Yeah. See, you never know what's going to happen on our post-game show here.
Y'all want me to join y'all?
Yeah, come on in here. Come on in.
You sit down.
NFL
Stand
Network.
up.
Here we go.
Oh, that's his baby. Yeah, you sit down.
Here we go.
Yeah, outstanding.
I think we're going to get another chair.
There we go.
This is fantastic. Lance Briggs and Devin Hester, the offensive and defensive stars of the game, as the Chicago Bears are now 8-6. 1/2 game behind the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North, winning this must-win game. I'm going to move down a little bit more. Let's give them a little bit more room. Come on.
We family.
Snug up here. Well, how does this win feel for you there, Lance?
Feels good. Now, the cold's starting to kick in a little bit. I can feel it, but
starting to kick in.
Oh, yeah, starting to kick in.
The cold kicked in 3 hours before the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we were out here.
It was real weather 3 hours ago. Now it's just cold.
How do you feel? They 40-some yards receiving, but it didn't tell half the tale. You had them deep 3 times and they couldn't get you the ball, but you was able to get 2 pass interference calls.
You know, I kind of felt like you in your prime. The night, I felt unstoppable, you know. I told Coach Turner, first half, I say, keep coming to me, man. They can't stop me out here, you know. And we kept pressing and pressing, you know. At the end of the day, things worked for the good, you know, and we came out with the victory.
The pass interference call at the end there. I mean, I know Dion was screaming in the green room as soon as the ball was in the air. That what happened on that play, Devin? The play that set up the game-winning field goal.
Basically, stutter and go, and it was 10-yard stutter to safety, and try to get vertical quick. That's what I did, and he bit on it. And you know, the ball just kind of hung up there to win. I think the wind picked it up.
It was an illegal play. You can't do that in the NFL.
Hey, Lance, you accusing them of cheating, Lance? Is that what it is? You accused them of cheating?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, they throw the flag, it's illegal.
Right. Hey, let's talk about your defense. You guys had a task tonight in stopping Drew Brees and his high-powered offense. What was your mindset? Was it to bend but don't break, or did you want to get after him and pressure him?
You know what? With a short week, you don't have a lot of time to put in a big game plan. So, you know what we wanted to do is get to the ball. You know, I mean, we had guys flying all over the place all day. And, you know, not saying that we didn't make any mistakes, but we make up for our mistakes by our effort.
How about after the first half, you guys were up 21-7.
Yeah.
You come out, a couple turnovers happen.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they're back into the game. Defensively, are you guys like, okay, let's look, we got to shut this down. We have to win this ball game.
Absolutely. I mean, the bottom line was we're still up. You know what I mean? So we have an opportunity to come out as a defense, regardless of what the situation is. Come out, let's make some stops, let's win this game.
Well, I tell you what, going down the stretch, y'all had to run the table. And, you know, when the game got tight and they took the lead right there, your mindset right there at that point in the fourth quarter was what?
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's win this game. Yeah. Let's win this game. Do whatever it takes.
And here's what this game means. Let's take a look at the playoff picture right now in the NFC. One game into the third to final week of the National Football League season. You can see the Chicago Bears are hoping for a Tampa Bay victory. That would make the Atlanta Falcons equally 8-6. The Philadelphia Eagles have the last game of this week. They could sneak past everybody at 8-5-1 with the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Giants in a huge game. But most importantly for the Bears, the Vikings cannot clinch the NFC North this week. What are you guys talking about in the locker room, Lance, about this playoff picture? I mean, how focused are you in on all these scenarios right now?
We got to do our part. Right now, as long as we win, we keep the pressure on Minnesota. So as far as, from our standpoint, we backed ourselves into a wall by getting to the record we have now. If we win out, you know, Minnesota, they have what Atlanta, New York left.
one of them going to knock them off.
Yeah. Devin, we've had a lot of conversation about you, your return ability, and now playing a lot of wide receiver. How has playing wide receiver and spending all the time in the meeting room and the practice affected your returns? Has it, or maybe it hasn't?
You know, I feel most definitely it has an effect on my return game, you know. It just really, at the end of the day, you got to say that, you know, this year on the return game didn't really hit like we really wanted to, you know. For the past 2 years, as a team, we set a high expectation. And, you know, now I'm that type of guy that every time I get the ball, I'm expecting to hit a home run, you know, and it's not like that in the NFL. So I'll say, you know, this season just didn't fall in the same shoe that we wanted to, you know. Hopefully next year we can finish out this year and get it turned around before the season ends.
Guys, who are the Chicago Bears? In 2006, when you went to the Super Bowl, you were a defensive team. We knew when you came to town to play against the Bears, you was going to get your head bashed. It was a defensive battle. Right now, who are the Chicago Bears? What's your identity?
I believe that the Chicago Bears, when we play as a unit, we play the way that we can as a team. We are a dominant team. We can be dominant. We can win games. We can go to the playoffs and be a contender for the big show.
Who are you? I feel like we that same team that we were when we went to the Super Bowl, you know. It's just been ups and downs this season for us, you know, but once we all come together and work into the system, the way the coaches call it, and just believe into the system, it shows up, you know, and it showed up today where we pulled together, you know. The Saints went up on us and we said, you know, we got our backs against the wall. We can't lose the game, and we ended up fighting through and came out the victory.
There's a big win for you guys, obviously, on a national televised game. A short week came in with the win. Now you've got a nice long semi-bye week to get ready for the Green Bay Packers, which will wrap up Week 16 action on Monday Night Football right here before you then finish up the season at Houston. You take a look at the Vikings schedule. They've got to go to Arizona, and then they finish at home, as you mentioned, Atlanta and the New York Giants. You think this favors you, Lance Briggs?
We're counting on that. At Arizona, New York, Atlanta. Hey, we need you guys, fellas. We need you. Come through for us, baby. We need you.
Good answer, good answer, good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Well, listen, guys, we appreciate you stopping by here on the post game. What does this guy mean to you, Devin? Talk about this guy. Come on, let's get into this.
Don't you cry, Dean.
Where's the tissues?
Where's the tissues?
This guy here right here.
There we go.
It's so much I can say about him, you know. From me being in college, you know, from all the advice that he gave me in the college on up to the league, you know. And at first he was a big-time role model for me, but now it's past that. Now I feel like he's a bigger brother to me, you know. And he text message me every day.
Yeah,
this is my alarm clock. I don't even use an alarm clock no more. His text message wakes me up every day.
Does that drive you nuts?
It wakes me up, so I say, I don't even have to set an alarm no more, because I know he's going to text me and wake me up.
Good answer, good answer, good answer.
Good answer. And Lance, act like you're one of the Dancing with the Stars judges that Warren knows very well. Take a look. You tell me who does this better. Take a look at this particular piece of video between you two guys. Who does it better?
I'm giving it. I'm a 21 fan. Everybody be mad if I didn't say 21.
Yes, sir.
But I love 23 more.
And Brian, you started about the 40s.
Yeah.
Yours was premature. You just kept it going. You got to get him doing it a little earlier.
You know, Brian, he really don't like showing his burst speed. But I got to get a good 30, 40 yards down the field before I slow up. I want to show y'all how hard I run.
Devin Hester, one of the top young stars in the game, and Lance Briggs, one of the hardest hitting linebackers in the game of the victorious Chicago Bears, joining us here on our post-game program. Week 15 is already underway. Lovie Smith in Chicago coming up with a huge come-from-behind win at home. More of the Home Depot post-game show from freezing Soldier Field when we come back.
The Home Depot post-game show is brought to you by the Home Depot, official home improvement sponsor of the NFL.
This holiday season, the Home Depot would like to give you a little present. Right now at the Home Depot, you can get a Ryobi One Plus cordless tool free, up to an $89 value when you buy any Ryobi 18-volt combo kit. Over 30 free tools to choose from. The Home Depot is making the holidays more affordable than ever, with powerful gift ideas and new lower prices throughout the store. Hurry in for the money-saving gift of home improvement, now at the Home Depot.
All right, sports fans, it's time to find Geico's #1 fan. Tonight's winner will receive Geico t-shirts, hats, and an upgrade to courtside seats, and could star in a real Geico commercial. Let's see who it's gonna be. It looks like we have a winner. Yes, we do, folks. How about that? Congratulations. And remember, saving money at Geico.com, so easy a caveman can do it.
A Verizon phone. Thanks, honey.
There's more.
Oh, no way, a digital camera.
There's more.
A music player.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, a GPS with turn-by-turn directions?
There's more.
Verizon Wireless has the gifts that give more, like the LG Dare, chocolate 3, and now get the NV2 for $79.99. Verizon Wireless.
2. Raise 2. All in. Thank you, gentlemen. Come to daddy. Made with juicy white meat chicken McNuggets. Oh. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, welcome. Chicken McNuggets?
Yes.
What's a party without the dip, right?
Next week, a special double feature of NFL Network's Thursday night and Saturday night football. They are renowned surgeons. Every time they operate, they work against impossible odds to give their teams a fighting chance.
Touchdown!
QB. Manning's Colts battle the Jags. Romo's Cowboys take on the Ravens.